Who is the internet?
And now we are live.
Where
Who
is the internet?
And people have to deal
Why
with
is
us
the
existing.
How
How
is
do
it-
you
How
want
is the internet?
Why is the internet?
Whomst is the internet. Hi guys.
We are starting on par.
We are
Yes.
Ooh.
Everybody here who has been
Season 2.
waiting.
Everyone.
Season 2.
I am
If you thought
so
things were gonna
sorry.
change, you are wrong.
So sorry for everyone who's been waiting. Your patience might be rewarded. We'll find out. I don't know.
It will be.
Hi.
As per usual, anytime we try to start something new, there were technical difficulties. Yay.
On every end.
Yes, it was only technical difficulties. Anyways.
Mhm.
Hi guys, I'm Vinny/Vander. I am the starter of this psychotic thing that we call Records of the Realms, and this is the rest of the crew for the Gentlefolk Saga. We'll go around and do introductions before we get super into most of it. Do I have any shoutouts for this stuff? No, I think I made all this stuff myself. Shout out to me for making all this stuff. That's it. But yeah, we're gonna go around
Shout out, Benny.
and introduce each other. If this is your first time watching
Our
us
boy.
doing them, if this is your first time watching us doing this, I highly recommend watching Gentlefolk Saga Season 1, which is up on YouTube and also currently just got streamed on Twitch. There's some clips if you just want some short runnings, and you'll see some of those during a break if we have one, but considering we wasted an hour, we're not going to have a break probably. We'll see if we need it. We might need it.
Maybe like a 10 for a bathroom break.
Maybe.
Or a nap.
Maybe. We're going to go around, do quick introductions of everybody. We won't introduce characters until we are in the thick of it. But for now, there we go. We'll start off with me. Hi, I'm Vinny/Vander. You can find me at vander.vision as a website or as a social. I make D&D things, I do cosplay photography, and those are kind of the only two things I do, because life has blessed me with just being a nerd for a living, and I'm pretty okay with it. I'm gonna toss it over to the Death Duo to my left, and let them go next.
You want to go first? Sure. Hi, I'm Ariel. I play Sid.
Hi, I'm Mint. I play Yvette. Do we need more information than that?
I don't know.
I mean, if you want to share like links, socials, all the things that y'all do, y'all are creative.
Yeah, we can do that. And like pronouns and shit. My pronouns are he, they. I do lots of social media things. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Mintalavelle, which I think is on the thing
It's
on the
thing.
side.
Yeah.
And I also do YouTube stuff at Mint.
And my pronouns are they, he, and I do some stuff, but not a lot. So, yeah.
Who do you want to pass it to next?
We'll pass it to Mel, who's right above us.
Hi, I'm Mel. I've been one of Vinny's victims for, 3-4 years now? Something like that. I've lost track.
I think 4.
Right. And for this season, I'm playing Kind, a totally new character. I'm not playing Maybe anymore. Too much chaos for me. I needed a break. You can find me, I know. Maybe we'll be back eventually, perhaps. We'll see. Maybe. You can find me on most socials as Mellowette. Spell the word mellow, subtract the W, add et like etiquette, and that's me. It should be on the cards thing, but if you can't read it, that's how you spell it. If you want to find me on Twitch in particular, add an underscore, because some butthead stole my username on Twitch, and I'm still salty about it a year later. And yeah, that's me. And I'm going to pass it over to Echo.
Hi, I'm Echo. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing Belladona Belle's Sweetblossom, a Fairy Arcane Trickster Rogue. They use they, she pronouns. And since we don't have Maybe to cause chaos, all of the chaos has fallen on me. That's fine, though. I will pass it on to my twin sister over here.
Hello, my name is Corrine. You can find me on Instagram at Corrine_M_wolf as seen on the card. But my socials are crazy, so in other places you'll find me on as Purple Wolf, and in the Twitch chat I'll be Purple Wolf Girl. So you know, that's me. Hi guys. I'm going to be playing Sprig Sweetblossom, who is, as Echo said, Belle's twin sister, and my personal pronouns are she, her. And then we're gonna go down to Lyra / Poppy, because Poppy is actually what we call you.
Well, thank you for that lovely introduction. Hi guys, I'm Poppy V, also known as Poppy Veritas. My pronouns are she, her. I play Lyra, the necromantic druid. And my social media, I don't do much social media, but now that I've got most of my pods.
We're a group filled with technical difficulties, guys.
_Veritas.
Yeah.
Give that ending one more time. Everything else is good. Just give me the ending one more time.
What was your social?
Yeah, the social.
My social for TikTok especially is Poppy _Veritas. That is VIRIDUS.
Perfect.
Other places I might be Poppy V. Other places I might just be Poppy Veritas, no underscore. You'll have to find out.
Hell yeah.
Good luck on the scavenger hunt, you guys.
Yeah.
It's fun, I promise.
Figure it out.
In the ending location of these things, which is YouTube, I will put people's link trees or beacons or whatever in the thing for people to easily find us. Otherwise, until then, have fun looking for half of us.
You're just gonna destroy the scavenger hunt like that?
Yes.
Rude.
Yeah.
There's literally cheat sheets for scavenger hunts. That's the point. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it. Anyways.
Cheat sheets with hyperlinks.
It's gone to a whole dichotomy I wasn't expecting.
Like you do. So, anyways, we will be playing in
always.
a homebrew world of mine called Vagari. Whenever we have a different record keeper in charge, they usually go into their own world, or maybe play in one that is already in existence. But mainly we're playing in this one, which is mine, and we've been playing it for a while, and it's where we're gonna create the mayhem. All of these people have gone their own separate ways, or have stayed nearby after what happened almost a year ago. A whole month of craziness happened. They God, trying to think of all the things you guys did in like a 3-week span. You guys went to the top of a mountain, delivering a birthday gift. From there, you stopped 3 cultist groups known as the Dead Three from setting off a ritual to release a hybrid fiend entity into the world. Saved a baby wolf, saved some kids, or an adult wolf and some baby kids. Adult wolf, baby kids? Is that? We won't worry about that. After that, you guys...
Adult wolf, baby kids.
There we go. You went back to the City of Sea and Sky, which is the main locale for a lot of the journeys here, where the person that you got the original mission from, known as the Ivory Queen, gave you a secondary mission, was to remove a group of mercenaries known as the Birds of Prey, that were a group of individuals that had capabilities of flight and fighting in the sky. At the same time, you met a very down on his luck individual, rich boy noble from Pearlshaw, Pent Clement, who had the issue of having some other adventurers go delve into a mine to try to find some leftover loot from when the mine originally collapsed. And when you saw this poor person in trouble, y'all did the correct thing, which was set him up with the mercenaries so the mercenaries could kill him and steal his ship, like the good people you are. That did come back to bite you in the butt. The mercenaries did end up getting away and being beaten away by Pent and his robotic assistant known as Nensalad, Dr. Nensalad. And as you guys recovered some of your own issues, small relationships blossomed and grew slowly, all within like a 1-day span. It was real quick. You all went to go help him on this mission to find these people, bring them back. Halfway through the journey, you guys were like, let's explore and figure some stuff out, and some small sketchy shit happened. You ended up fighting with him and his robot assistant. You ended up beating him and his robot assistant, which you guys let levitate away and then fall into the ocean. But you did ruin him into just a pile of snow, ice, and some gem dust. Through this, you found a individual named Teo Castroval. I don't know actually if there was a correct last name for him, but we're still going to just call him Teo Castroval. a wizard who was stuck in a Shadowfell dimension and needed help getting out. Thanks to Yvette, you guys were able to break him out of that prison, and gave that piece to Yvette. You guys saved the ship, but then Teo, who was a little mad, ended up destroying the ship / reverting it to a different dimension, so you guys lost the cool airship you had, but found notes, clues to a lot of very weird conspiracy-related nonsense going on throughout the world, mainly the City of Sea and Sky. You guys have had a year break from the truest of chaos and misery, so we're gonna just go through and see what people did. Now, I do have a list, and as fun as it would be to just sit and go through the list that everyone has, we're gonna have everyone roll initiative real quick. No modifiers. Everyone just roll a d20. Highest number goes first.
I'm scared.
Well, I'm probably last because I got a 2.
I also got a 2.
Oh shit! Okay, well I guess we have to use our initiative bonuses then between the two of us.
Nope.
No, because it would be
Wait,
the
that
same.
moved.
I got 15.
Yeah,
I got it too!
It's
Can I just
two.
re-roll?
No,
No
it's fine.
I got 7.
Also, Vinny, the last name was correct. You got it.
Cool.
Good.
Ariel Mint,
7. 15.
15. And Echo,
Broke the cycle.
11.
11. All right.
11.
Yvette, start off with you.
All right.
And
Cool.
as things do progress, we are going to develop some hand signals that we started using, and we're going to continue to use. 1, hand raise if it's just a normal thing. 2, double hand raise if it's important to that exact thing going on right at that moment. And then T's for we just need to stop. Whatever reason, if we need to pause to add in meta knowledge, if we need to pause because people can't handle the conversation. We also have all the other normal safety tools that we can use at our disposal and anyone who wants to use. But those 3 are the main ones because they're really easy to see. So as Yvette tells Yvette's story, their story, anyone else who has things that they plan on joining or Yvette wants to check in with people, we can go through it and then slowly go through everybody's that way. So, Yvette, take it from the top. What did you do?
Well, for the first 6 months of the year, that sort of went back to their regular doing research on anything and everything they can ever think of, just kind of their normal little life. And also, Yvette and Sid, who had exchanged rings as a sort of protection thing earlier during our first season, become officially actually engaged in both human custom and elfin custom, which was a very interesting time because while Yvette knows elven customs, Sid, who was a half-elf, does not. So Yvette started doing elven customs such as like making them their favorite dinner, finding them a pretty rock and stuff like that. And Sid had no idea what was happening. So it took several weeks before Yvette was like, oh shit, you don't know what I'm doing. Here's a book on the subject of elven engagement. Now we don't talk about it. But they ended up going through all of the sort of like rituals of engagement, and ended up exchanging jewelry at the very end. So Sid gave Yvette a necklace that has a tiny vial with their blood in it, and Yvette gave Sid a bracelet that has one use of a death ward in it. So officially engaged. Woo woo.
So yeah.
Then, about 6 months in, if I don't know how much Mel wants to say about what's going on with Maybe, but if you don't mind me spoiling real quick, that
Go for it.
I think it's about, would you say it's about 6 months in that Maybe skedaddles?
Yeah, I would say roughly between like 4 to 6 months in, maybe
Cool.
We don't have to also be super
So-
exact. Okay.
Yeah.
So after maybe leaves, probably about a month afterward, Sid and Yvette have a conversation where it is revealed to Yvette that gods are real. Yvette lives in a fantasy world and is an atheist. They, to this point, did not know that gods were actually like a real thing. They thought that gods work sort of the same as our real world perceives gods, where, oh, there's belief and probably, but who really knows for sure? That's what they thought was going on. They have a conversation with Sid and they realize, oh shit, they're like actually like a thing. Like it's a real, like there's a person.
And very important, because this entire time Yvette thought that Sid was having them stop doing necromancy because it was making them upset, and didn't realize that there were actual big bad consequences if they continued.
So, Yvette makes the very smart, mature decision upon realizing that, as far as they can tell, being with Sid and practicing necromancy means that Sid could lose their paladin magic. They decide to leave. So, they leave in the middle of the night without leaving a note. They leave a note for Bells, and they meet up with Lyra, and then they head out on a certain mission that I'm trying to decide if I want to say anything about.
You don't have to right now. If you don't want to, you can add it in later if you'd prefer.
Shan't. They
Cool.
have a plan.
You didn't leave your fiance a note?
Nope.
Sorry?
Just bells.
To be fair, there is a reason to Yvette, who is almost 700 years old. Time is not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in their mind, they're going to be gone for a little bit and then come back. And then it'll all be fine, so it won't matter. So they didn't feel the need to leave a note. And they also didn't want Sid to
sweetie.
follow them. So yeah, that's what they've been up to. And they've spent the next 6 months adventuring sort of around the world, doing lots and lots of research in this little mission.
Finding new ways to traumatize our characters between seasons.
Yeah.
As you do.
You know, mid-season trauma.
To make
D&D.
to make it.
I mean, a year passes. Who's to say nothing shitty happens?
Oh, agreed.
Oh, trust me.
Something good could have happened, but why?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Why? This group? Never. Not if we can help it.
To make
Nah,
it
we love trauma.
to make it simple, we're gonna just go clockwise around the table. So next up, we are gonna drop it over to Ariel/Sid. Buddy, what have you been up to?
All right. Well, speaking of trauma,
Oh no.
the first 6 months are, good. You go through all the elven customs, just kind of figure some more stuff out, spend some time with maybe, and then everything goes to shit. So Sid, who has been raising. Sorry. That was the best thing I've seen all day. Sorry. Anyway, so Sid has been raising maybe for 5 or 6 years now, and that has kind of been their biggest thing. Making sure maybe was okay, checking on baby, making sure that maybe wasn't blowing anybody up or running off or things like that. And so suddenly that responsibility was gone. And so there was a serious lack of responsibility in Sid's life. They started to kind of make some less than good choices, make some mistakes, get in trouble. And then Yvette left, which left them with essentially nothing. So, and if you didn't catch up on season 1, you would know that Sid is in charge of making sure that Yvette is not using necromancy, because according to their god, it's bad. And so they are punished anytime that Yvette is doing something they shouldn't be. And while Yvette is not around, you can imagine how bad that was. So Sid got in trouble and is no longer with the party either. I can't give any more details or else it'll give the rest away.
Very fair. Let's pop up to Mel just to talk about maybe real quick, and then we can keep going, and you can be last unless you want to talk about Kind a little bit at the same time.
Well, nobody's really met Kind except for Sid, so like,
cool.
And considering Ariel didn't share any of those details, I feel like we're just gonna let everybody meet her and go from there. So I apologize for my very distracting dog. You can see his butt. You understand why. So after kind of starting a crisis of faith for several months, maybe it's kind of just like pondering life and what she wants out of it, like what does her God mean to her? Because this whole time, most of the reason she was following Kelemvor in the first place was because of Sid. So because Sid is kind of turning against their God in a sense to kind of protect Yvette, who does literally the thing that their God doesn't like, and also they're now in a relationship, it leaves her with a lot of complicated feelings, and she decides she needs to like go off and do her own thing. So she goes off adventuring with Solara for a bit. About a month or two after she leaves with Solara, she ditches her. She starts sending spells to Sid on occasion to let her know that she's okay and that she's alive. But she doesn't tell her that she's not with Solara, and she goes off to join the Birds of Prey and kind of like try to feed info to the Ivory Queen. Also via sending, which is why she can't always cast sending to Sid all the time. But yeah, so that's what she's been up to in the last year, is trying to infiltrate.
So we have maybe on her own little journey. Let's go up to Belladona. Bells, what you been up to?
Can we make a super duper quick adjustment? Sid uses they them pronouns now.
Thank you. Thank you.
So for the first 6 months of this time, Bells does, skeleton tea parties with Yvette and Frank and Joe and their other friends, like they've done for most of the time they've known each other. They also use this time to talk to all these people that are in these new relationships who don't understand relationships and be like, yo, so this is a thing. This is what you're feeling. They get books for the ones that like to read and research, including Yvette. It's probably where you got the Elven engagement book from. So, they explain feelings. They do some, generic fae bullshittery, impersonating some people, stealing some things, just causing problems. Sometime after Yvette leaves and they're no longer having all their tea parties, somebody approaches them with, somehow they heard through the grapevine that, oh, you're good at giving this advice. I need advice in my relationship. And they try to be helpful. The first couple people, they're helpful, and then they get bored of that. Then they start to just provide people with alcohol and fireworks. They're like, you know what? One or more a day until your symptoms abate or you burn down an important... And it works. Weirdly, it works, and people keep coming to them. Their motto is just burn away all the negativity in your life.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
Are you telling me that Bells started like a self-help MLM? Is that what I'm hearing?
Think
the basis is fireworks and alcohol, yes.
I think it started off as a matchmaking thing, didn't it?
Oh my god.
So they started a cult.
Yes, Bells started a cult.
Yes!
The city already has a few.
Not
It's
intentionally.
fine.
This is amazing.
Sprig brought to
They
life
also
Lady
had-
Twilight. There's already cults in this fucking city. It doesn't matter. Continue, Bells.
So the twins have had a handshake for their entire life, and at some point, Bells decides, you know what? I'm going to make a handshake for the group, so we know for sure that we're talking to people and they're not being impersonated. So they try to teach a little handshake to the group. They don't know how effective it is, but they tried. They tried to come up with something and teach it to the group. And then one of the final things they did towards the end of this year was they decided to make handcrafted rings for all of the people in their party, all of their friends, that are imbued with a bit of fey magic to assist their friends. And when they see their friends again, they will receive their ring.
You do have the card for it, right? So you can send it to people.
I do have the card, yes. Cool. I'll drop it in the chat.
Cool. Awesome. Nice. So Bells gets crafty in more than one way, and basically MLM's chaos. So she doesn't have, they don't have to do all the chaos. They're making other people do the chaos, but it's still their chaos. It's ingenious, really.
It is.
Moving on.
Everyone, I've picked out a specific ring for you, and you'll see what your ring is as well. Anyways, continue.
Next, we're gonna pop over to Sprig. Let's see what the sis is up to.
Hello. Sprig was true to form up to a lot of things. But a lot of the projects were like bigger projects. So she worked on some spells to figure some spell stuff out, stuff that's maybe still being worked on. Vinny, we didn't really finish workshopping that. But she worked on learning new spells. She worked on regaining Irona's trust after the whole fallout that kind of happened last time. She worked on trying to covertly spy on at least Pent's army and learn more things about him by attempting to find out if he sees through the masks, hears through the masks, or both. She didn't really find very much useful information there yet. I mean, except for the fact that it's dangerous to talk openly around anyone wearing one of those masks. She of course grew her relationship with Bara, and ended up doing some cute romantic stuff for that. She got an apartment, and in the apartment, the rule is you're welcome to come over, but just know that Pent and Irona may or may not hear about everything that happens there. That's a rule for the party to know. She did a ton of research, found out a lot of information. And Vinny, is there anything else we talked about that you think I need to mention now?
Let me do a quick double check, but I just written down the lists.
Yeah.
You learned a little bit more about Devati, more than you knew before. You did learn venomous words. That is a thing that you did end up figuring out. On that, I'm still working on the reversal spell thing. We'll figure that out. But it's a thing you'll get. I just need to
Maybe workshopping another spell.
Yeah.
In the background. Not maybe the character, but Sprig may be.
Yeah. Thank you for
workshopping
that,
another
Mel.
spell
Thank
in
you
the
for
background.
making us always question our sentences on this goddamn game.
I'm really trying to just start using perhaps, but it's not been working.
Listen, you don't have to fear that anymore because maybe's not here.
No, she
Sure.
ain't. So many sad faces when that was said. It's very cute. All right. Anything else for you, Sprig?
I do not think so.
All right.
Sprig has been busy. And also
Not
keeping
surprising.
connected with everybody else.
All right. Next up is Lyra.
Hi. Okay, so during this year, for the first few months, Lyra spent some time still working with the townspeople and truly embracing that role that was given to her of Lady Twilight by Sprig. She just spends more time helping people, helping out the crops, and then she starts realizing that, the crops are doing fine now, and they don't actually need her to cast plant growth because she's helped them to learn how to properly take care of the ecosystem in a way that thrives both the farmland and the natural environment. So they don't really need her. And she realizes that it's getting closer and closer to like fall and everything. She needs to get ready because she's used to in her homeland helping out with the decay, but again, she doesn't need to do that. So she's walking around, she's talking to Healith and all that, and she learns about these things called greenhouses. Sorry, I'm like out of breath for no freaking reason. But speaking with Healith, obviously doing some romantic shit because Sweet Bean has never been in a romantic relationship in the world. She's taking it like one step at a time. She's like, we can hold hands. Yeah. Oh, we can hug and other stuff? Oh, this is all romantic implications? Oh, that's interesting. Like, she has no freaking idea what she's doing. So that's fun. She's kind of just leaning on Healith a lot for, like, learning about romance. But, like, that's not really helpful either.
Nope. Not that he's
trying to climb by the seat of her pants.
He's not romantically inept. He's just an idiot. But he does in fact understand romance enough
That's
that
why Bell's
Himbo!
yeah, that's why Bells is around talking to everybody.
Right. Lyra does go to a few of Belle's meetings. But then Belle starts getting on that burn, all the shit that doesn't make you happy, and Lyra's like, I'm not burning him.
To be clear, that happened after Bells worked with all of y'all.
Oh, okay.
This is an idea they had after the fact.
Good.
I have a feeling that still came up at some point, though.
Probably, yeah.
Just burn him. It's fine.
Well, Lyra sees all of her friends kind of dispersing and banding together. She knows that Sprig takes a little apartment, and she's like, oh, we don't all have to stay together at the tavern. That's new. And so at first she just starts sleeping out in the woods on the outskirts of town. And she's like, I found a nice decayed log. I'm just going to rest my head. And she's like, this is really weird. I've gotten used to a pillow. What am I going to do about that? And she just takes that greenhouse idea and she gets some architects and everything and some of the farmers and all from in the town. And she's like, I will pay you to help me build this greenhouse. And they're like, well, what do you want it to look like? She's like, shit, I have no idea what those look like. This is around the time that Yvette comes to talk to them. And she's just kind of baffled. But at the same time, I'm not going to go all into the conversation because we don't need to right now. But offers to travel. She and Healith have been talking about traveling around so that Lyra can build up her seed collection because she really wants to collect more. Mel.
That's
not what we mean.
There was a pause, okay? In my defense, there was a pause.
Whatever you say, Laura Bailey.
It's okay.
Whatever you say.
I also had the same thought. You're not alone, Mel.
No, Vinny, I'm the Marisha because I'm the one that makes the conspiracy theories after taking a bunch of
her plant seeds. She collects her plant. She wants to go collect more plant seeds because she doesn't want it to just be the city's ecosystem. So she offers to at least accompany Yvette to the first town and then just leave. So she and them walk in, and then Lyra and Healith part ways and don't see Yvette after that. And they just travel around for the next few months. And, they still stay in contact with all their friends. All of their friends know where they're going. She gave very detailed plans to Sprig of where they're going. But after realizing that everyone else gets to travel, she's like, well, fuck it, why not I? So,
quick question, just real quick. Was there an itinerary, and how, to the minute was it?
Lyra does not really have an itinerary. She's again just a fly by the seat of her pants kind of girl. She legitimately was like, I want to hit my home forest. That's it. Heath gets to decide everywhere else we go. So she's really just puppy dogging him, like just watching him the whole time, just following behind him.
Poppy, we gotta work on your wording, man. He's doing what?
Like
it's fine.
Apparently, Ariel and I are sharing a brain cell.
It's really bad, y'all.
I heard
I'm on the
myself.
same wavelength too.
Listen, I heard myself after it came out, but I decided, you know what? I'm gonna see if anyone else catches it. Apparently, I'm
own it.
just gonna own it.
I'm gonna catch it every time. I'm gonna warn you now.
Somebody will.
Great.
Somebody will in this.
This group will.
Changed.
You should know this by now.
Nothing's changed.
No,
Okay,
not at all.
nothing's changed. The only thing that might have changed is Lyra got a slightly darker color palette. That's about it.
So moody.
That's so fair.
So moody. I know. Well, she's trying to blend into that Lady Twilightness. So she's like, Twilight, dark color.
No.
That's fine. We'll get
She'll be
used to it over time.
Yeah. So that's about it. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah. Well,
No, that's about it.
well, the couple interactions that Heath will have with you guys, besides obviously going to Belle's seminars, which incredibly helpful. Heath,
So intrigued.
Heath, one of the issues you find, Poppy, is that Heath gets near death a few times.
Right.
Over those years, this year, just either random mishaps, like, or very precarious situations, and just that happens even when you're traveling. So your time at home and your time traveling. So when you say that you're like keeping your eye on him, it becomes a very serious thing of you needing to keep your eye on him at some points.
I remember that now. I remember that we talked about that.
Sid, at one point when you are when you guys are doing your engagement gifts, Heath happens to see you doing the blood vial thing, and it's like, oh, should I get do one of those for Lyra too? Because Yvette and Lyra would have the same taste, right? For like necklaces.
Yes, and Lyra's an elf, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think you should do that immediately.
Like necklaces for necromancers, is the perfect gift, right?
Absolutely. Necklaces, and you get any blood or gore in there? Perfect.
Lyra.
No one can consult Bells about this.
Elf traditions. Remember, she grew up in a log.
Yep.
I know.
Yeah, Lyra.
Concept.
Yep. Sid knows.
Oh, I know. I'm causing problems on purpose.
Yeah,
I love this.
She sees that necklace. She's like, "Oh, cool." And then she like stabs her finger on a knife and just smears her blood. She's like, "I don't have a vial, but here, you're welcome."
Fun. You get like a shot.
That's what she's thinking this is.
Blood
Is this
brother shit.
ritual sanitary? It looks questionable to me.
Nice.
I can
I
see Bells'
appreciate it.
classes are going so well.
Yeah. So, but yes, there's obviously the issues of you dealing with attacks even while you're on the road. To do eventually, about a year later, it's not an exact, but you guys did originally arrive in the city of Sea and Sky between like this spring and summer area, and stayed a while. And now you guys are coming back during the summer solstice. And as there are in Vagari, there is every solstice and equinox has a festival. So you come back for what's known as the Recouping, which is, while it is very hot out and people are dealing with just like levels of high work, dealing with high heat, people are able to relax more, and people of higher stature in communities are usually taking on the workloads to give people who do labor, high active maintenance and stuff like that a break. Doesn't work so well in the city of Sea and Sky when your main leader is an underground mob boss, but for the most part people still get a break, and as ice cream is a delicacy of the city and Sea and Sky, people who are still dealing with overwhelming heat are able to cool down. The big changes that most of you see, if you aren't already here in the city, one, necrolions are everywhere because Poppy infected the entire fucking island. So necrolions, these little purple dandelions, which spread so easily.
They don't last that long, okay?
No, they don't, but have definitely taken over the island, especially during the summer period. And besides the greenhouse and the other little changes that some of you guys have made in the communities themselves, there is like a physical change in the community. More people learning little bits of druidcraft and stuff have begun to make wooden walkways from like the tops or middle sections of spires to other parts of the spires. So there's like extended, if you've ever been to New York and they like put up that random like greenway runway or walkway area, it's kind of like they added that, but it's all wooden / tree related to the city. It goes from one part of the city, which is basically all the way to the graveyard, all the way through to like the greenhouse, and then all the way down to the pier. So there is kind of like an interconnecting like 30-foot high walkway that now connects like a bunch of parts of the city. In general, because of all of the plant life that has grown, despite a certain pyromaniac's tendency to tell people to burn things down, there is still relatively free fruit and veggies growing. So there is actually a fairly healthy and free food community here now compared to what they had before, which wasn't the worst, but it's way, way better. Other industries are beginning to move some of their business here. Ashen Industrial is one of them, which where we will meet a couple of these characters and also some new characters who are from there, and some people are working for them. But for now, we'll start off with saying that it is a very hot day, and in a community and a world where there's no big issues with people expressing themselves and fully showing who they are. People are fairly bare-chested, regardless of gender. People are able to just get down to the lowest layer to enjoy being in the heat instead of suffering from being in the heat. There is ice cream that is easy to find from a friend that all of you made named Taryn, who was the ice cream sales person who maybe made good friends with from going there like 5 times in a single week. But depending on who feels up for starting their day during the recouping, we can see where people are and what they're doing. Who's interested to start?
Rock, paper, scissors?
Nobody? I'll make y'all roll initiative again.
Okay.
Do we
I
want
am taking notes, sir.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
do you guys...
Initiative? I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with initiative.
Also, do we want any introduction for Kind, for like any backstory, even though just for meta knowledge, because like that should exist?
It depends on what area you're comfortable with me sharing. Like, do you care if I share where we worked, or
stuff about them?
Yeah, you can say whatever. That's fine.
Okay. So, Kind is a cowboy chronergy wizard, an Asmar. She recently joined employment at Ashen Industrial. I believe Sid was there a little bit longer than her. She's been there for about roughly a month and a half. And her whole thing is like studying time and space, causing a couple problems here and there. She's never without her book, and she's never without a scroll that's like what's the word, holstered to her hip.
There we go.
And that's her.
You also have a little familiar friend too, right?
Oh, she does have a little familiar, a little black cat named Fen.
We have another familiar?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have so
Yeah, he's
many.
very cute.
Y'all are the worst.
So many pets.
We should all
Lots
have
of pets.
two.
Catnip.
Also, everyone else should remember their familiars, because I believe we had George, who was the Blink dog.
Yes, so I've got JJ, who's actual familiar, and then George, who is now a more grown-up boy. He's not a little puppy anymore. It's been a year.
He's a grown-up boy. Did George go
He's
with
coming
you?
around.
Did George
I
go
forgot. Yes, he did. I forgot to say that in my thing, but Yvette did not take him on purpose, but George followed them and is he's been
That's right.
around.
And then, Lyra, you had Morel, your undead sparrow. What has been going on with Morel? Did Morel go with you, I assume?
Huh?
Did Morel go with you? And by the way, you could also be using your all your familiars for communication, because like
Awesome. Morel is still flightless because apparently flowers and Spanish moss don't work well for making wings. So she's still trying to figure out how to make him a flightful bird. So he really just hops around and hangs out on her shoulder. But Aster, she has used Aster, her undead servant, to regulate, to help out with checking up on everything on the city. Because she can, if I remember correctly, she can call him to and from her. So,
no, you summoned him once, and then have just been
summoned him once.
You have to re-up Animate Dead every 24 hours if you want him to stay under your control.
He's gone. She didn't realize that, so she brought him up one day. It was like, watch over everything. Left. She's come back to a battle, and she's like, Aster!
Aster tried to attack a random civilian. He had to get put down. It's fine.
Oof. It's not the first time we've done this in this city. Let's be honest. Frank and Joe were a whole thing.
He's 7 foot and covered in rose bushes. He's a sweetheart.
Except when he gains his own sentience.
He's only got Morel, and Morel is flightless, but Morel can hop real fast, so like...
Good hopper.
If it was urgent, she would send Morel, but nothing. I don't think anything urgent ever came up, so she wouldn't.
That's
so she was like, "That's cruel." Even to someone who has no morals, that's cruel. She doesn't know what morals are. That's cruel.
All right. So unless anyone specifically wants to start,
Sorry, could I ask a little bit more about the festival? Like you were explaining, it's like a day of rest for labor. And like, today's a very hot day, but like, are there any like festivities in particular going on?
Yep. There, in general, well, Ashen Industrial is trying to host things because, it's always nice to have good publicity as a new company in the area. So they are hosting like target practice things. They are showing kids cantrip magic, and it's just kind of like learn how to shape water and carry it over to the other side, kind of like those like egg in a spoon things, but it's like showing them how to like,
oh my god, I hate it,
do like little like water shapes and bring it to the other side, to teach them like low level cantrip magic and like get people interested in learning magic in general. There is like weightlifting challenges, like punching target challenges. There's a bunch of like the normal festivity stuff. There's interesting foods. Obviously this place already has interesting foods, as all of you have experienced before for the most part. And there's going to be a concert later in the day. There's also like people making speeches and like doing stuff on corner blocks. It's just very crowded. It's like pretend like Walmart hired like 50 jesters to just like be throughout the city. It's a little bit like that.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
I have a question.
What's up?
Is Sprig like performing in the festivities, or is she just hanging out?
I don't know how well you have talked to the people from Ashen Industrial. It's not hosted by the Ivory Queen or anyone from the Chancery, so you could be involved if you're talking to like Sid or something, but like you don't have to be. There are other bards if you want to rest.
Sorry.
We're not the only bard in the city of Sea and Sky.
Yeah, God.
Bullshit.
You're the only bard in my heart, Sprig.
Yeah. You're the only bard that matters.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, does anyone specifically want to start or have any more questions beforehand? Does anyone have any questions? I guess that's a good way to start. Any things that people want to bring up beforehand? Because all of you had lots of stuff that you have not even talked about yet. If not, we're going to roll initiative, just see who gets stuck with going first.
Well, I'll jump in.
I'm good with initiative.
Right.
I'm happy to start first.
Okay. We'll start.
As long as Ariel doesn't mind me possibly suggesting a thing. Because as co-workers, I feel like Kind and Sid are probably just like trying like whatever random ass food there is or whatever. Vinny, I think you said that there's like strength contests going on or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy
So I
enough
feel
to
like they're
find.
like walking around with like some like kebab type shit and like watching the strength contest, and Ken just kind of like elbows in and goes, "You could do that easy. You could kick their asses easy."
Yeah. Why does it matter though?
I don't know, just could be fun.
Yeah, it's best to not use strength for things like that nowadays. Try to keep it on the down low, you know. You know what I can do, but try
Yeah,
not to make it obvious.
if you insist.
All right. And as you guys are just walking around, you do see people like planting flowers. Like people who have like roses and stuff are like putting on places just to make it a little more festive and colorful. People are working even though they're not supposed to be. It's very much people not respecting the holiday because their job tells them not to. But plenty of people are also not working, which is nice for them. What's up, Kind?
Sorry, I had a follow-up question. How long has Ashland Industrial been in the City of the Sea and Sky?
Like 3 months.
Okay, yeah, because I was just wondering if she'd seen the Necro Lions, so she's probably seen them by now.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They're hard to
They,
miss.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
really hard
Yeah.
to miss, unfortunately. Eventually, you guys at some point get approached by Tingu, who you guys know as the boss / owner of Ashen Industrial. He's a big bugbear.
Mhm.
Basically your boss. Like there's a couple of people under him that you answer to, but mainly him. Eventually he finds you guys and says, "Hey, Sid, Kid, guys, I need to talk to you for a second."
What?
Takes the big arms and like puts them around your guys' shoulders. Like, now, I need y'all to be doing your best. You don't need to work at all today. But Sid, just a little favor from you. We really would like to see if we can get that like Fate lady to do like a little speech before we have the concert. Whatever what's she called? Dusk Lady?
But Lady Twilight.
That one. I heard through the grapevine, or I guess like the leaf vine, that you knew her. Do you think if she's around, do you think you'd be able to get her to like? People are so in love with her. It would just be great if you could just get her to do like, you know, just a positive outreach thing. You know, just talk for a minute or two. I don't know how bad or good she is on stage, but like 30 seconds.
I mean, she's wonderful, but I haven't spoken to her in months. I'm not even sure if she's still in the city.
Well, you know, I believe that you can put your best foot forward and figure this out. Don't worry about it. Gives you a quick tap on the back and walks away.
Oh, I wish he would stop touching me.
Same. I mean, I could try sending if you want. I don't know how well that would work, but like
Yeah,
I could try
well,
it.
I mean, there's sort of a reason that I'm not really in contact with any of them anymore.
Did we?
So-
You I don't think we ever really got into that. You just told me about your kid and like your
And that's
partner.
you know what? That's enough of that, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You can
I'm sorry.
stop that now.
Yep. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, I wasn't trying to start a fight. I won't pry. I'm sorry. Okay? We cool?
Yeah, of course. Just, you know, salt in the wound.
I know. I'm sorry. I misspoke. But I was just I guess I won't ask any further, but you know, if you have beef and you want me to fight her, because like you and I were cool, so
No. No, first of all, you don't want to fuck with Lyra. Second of all,
okay.
there's no reason to fight her. The
You
problem
don't-
is me, not
You don't want to fuck with Lyra. You guys look up, and on like a bunch of poles and on random buildings, you see parrot keys that instead of having the colorful iterations, they have like full like sheen silver bodies. And like you hear them repeating other phrases that people are saying, like, "Oh my god, this ice cream's awesome" and stuff. But one of them just happens to pick up Sid saying that one phrase. You don't want to fuck with Lyra. It just repeats that back at you guys.
Oh, wonderful.
Ken just kind of looks up at the bird and just goes, "Oh, that's fucking unsettling. Can we get out of here? Let's find a spot without the birds."
And
I'm not here for
alcohol.
this right now. Yeah, alcohol sounds great, actually. Yeah, let's go.
Wonderful.
Come on. I'll buy you a round as an apology.
Much obliged.
All right, so Kind and Sid head
When did
off.
Sid become captured?
I know, it was great. hear the accent. Of the next four, does anyone specifically want to go next, or we're gonna have you four roll? All right, all y'all roll initiative, but for your characters, use your dex modifiers or initiative bonus, because I think technically that's higher for Sprig.
-1. I get a 10.
Woo!
I got an 18.
10.
I also got an 18.
You go first.
Y'all are so bad. Sure, we'll have the twins.
Twins and the necromancers.
Sure, we'll have the twins go at the same time, and then the necromancers. All right, Sprig, Bells, where are you waking up? What you doing today? What's the recouping doing for you?
Okay, well, I imagine. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm waking up in my apartment, considering that's where I live now.
Yep.
Does Bar and Chiv work on the recouping? It's when you work for a mob boss, it's unclear as to whether you observe holidays.
It's very true. It's shorter days.
You have your
today.
government mandated days off or not? Who's to say?
Respects federal.
I do enjoy that the quotes have now started. Echo got out the notebook. Yeah.
They've been started.
They don't
This is
have.
just one.
They don't have the full day off. What Bara and Chip tell you is that the Ivory Queen apparently rented out extra security through Ashen Industrial, so they're kind of underemployment through Ashen Industrial for the day and make sure everything goes off without the hitch. They're getting paid basically double overtime for a shorter day. Just actually out of curiosity, Belle, so where do you sleep? Do you still just have like the tavern room, or do you have a bedroom with?
To be clear, you're
Sprig?
invited into the apartment.
Okay.
You don't have to be there, but you are invited.
Bells alternates her time between the apartment, so they're probably waking up in the apartment too.
Okay. Between the apartment and where else?
They're all Fey
the village. Okay. Yeah. Takes a bit to get there, so yeah, you probably stay at specifically Sprig's when you're around in the city of Sea and Sky. Okay. But yeah. So Bar and Shiv are available for quite a bit during the day, but there's like certain points where they're going to be working, but like could still hang out.
Okay. Because festivals are great times and places to have dates, so I'm assuming that the plan Sprig has made is just like, well, let's just go see what's happening. Let's go have some fun, play some games, figure out, like, when they're busy, Sprig may end up busking for a little bit, because that's kind of fun, and when there are crowds, it's fun to do.
Very true. More customers, more interesting people to deal with. But yeah, that sounds totally fair, totally doable.
Cool.
So,
That's the plan.
Alright, so you guys head out around town, not too dissimilar to Kind and Sid. You probably at least see each other, if not actually running into each other at some point, but at the very least you guys could be doing Vara's not great at magic, but like wants to learn it, so she kind of joins in the shape water like walk thing just to like do some real basic stuff. There's an adult version too, so it's not her against 10 kids and her outpacing them by like 3 steps. But as fun as that would be, but she does it just so she can learn.
That's what I was imagining.
She was doing I realized the wording and I was like, that's unfair. No. She does it basically so she can learn a cantrip and just like get a hold of some magic because she's been surrounded by a lot of magic folk recently and wants to like get the basics of it. Like,
I just real quick, I just want to make this comment. If she was doing, is she competitive at all? Is Bara competitive at all?
Not really.
Damn it. Yeah. I had this image in my head of Bara doing the children thing.
She's not speed walking ahead of all of
them. The Grinch in the Jim Carrey one is doing the bag jump and like is like shoving kids out. That's what I had in my mind, and I thought it was beautiful.
a wonderful visage. Bara Jiv has much more emotional control.
You don't mean like how the Grinch stole Christmas, do
yes.
you?
He does.
Core memory unlocked for Mel.
Sorry. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled D&D.
Totally fair.
Nothing about this is regularly scheduled.
Listen, I just had to shitpost. I'm sorry.
I mean, it is going to be regularly scheduled, hopefully. That is the plan.
Yeah. Sprig, it is a weird time for you. It's weird in just the fact that, like, when you go around, it's probably a weird to get used to, because you're kind of the person who started all of it, is that there are small shrines here and there to Lady Twilight. It's not, like, a huge thing, but there are people, like, it's a person they pray to now. So every once in a while, it's like you're walking by like a mural, Jesus, of like something you created, and just seeing people like gossiping about it or talking about it or having like a whole artistic extrapolation about it, and you just have to deal with that knowledge.
I would actually love to insert myself in some of those conversations, just so that, like, because I'm sure, because with gods often there's like extrapolation and people are talking about like, oh, I heard she did this and I heard she did this, that, and man, I would love to just insert myself in and be like, oh yes, the Lady Twilight. What would you like to know?
Yeah. So you see again,
you're the Lady Delphi of Twilight.
So you see like a pair of dads, and this area like is mainly like humans, dwarves, and like half dwarves. Like that's like the big population, even though there's a solid variety. And you're seeing like a half dwarf and a human with their child, and being like, all right, so you take the Necrolion, and like explain like this small cute ritual to this kid to be like, this is how you send a prayer to Lady Twilight to keep the vegetation growing well. You speak this prayer into the Necrolion, and then when the seeds go lift away, they send to her, and she gets your message. It's just some cute stuff like that. I don't know if you want to insert more.
So cute.
I
don't know if I can add anything on that conversation. But that's so cute.
So you get to watch that. You watch Bara just like look at you and then look at this and just look back and forth of like, what happened a year ago? just
it's full on like, I don't know what happened. People ran away with this themselves. You were there.
I know. It's like you just gave a really good.
All I did was tell a story.
Yeah, it's like you just did a real good job on the primeval stage, I guess. I don't know. And she just walks away a little confused as you guys continue on.
It's brilliant.
Bells, you are next. Dun dun dun. What are you up to?
Disgusting.
What are you what are you up to during festival time, huh?
Bells will also participate with Bara in the water shaping thing, but they'll use minor illusion, so they're not actually messing with water, and they're basically cheating.
That's kind of great. I won't lie. Roll me a deception or performance check.
Let's see. Performance +6, deception +9. So we're gonna roll deception.
Okay. It's gonna
22.
22. Nice. I was gonna have you learn a free cantrip, but instead you just get to win by cheating. So enjoy that.
Darn.
So
Wait
yeah.
a minute. Wait. Can I participate too? Because A, supporting my girlfriend, and B, I just had thoughts. I had thoughts. That's all.
God, sure. Separate points. Both of you siblings enter. Bells, you come ahead of the game. You win the other adult round by like a clear mile. People are amazed at your hydrokinetic capabilities that you do not possess, but they think you do, and that's all that matters. You walk away with a first place trophy that is literally just like a wooden carved little like medallion that has like necrolions around on the outside, and that's it.
Why?
They're very proud of themselves.
Nice.
Why do I imagine that like Belle's like, you know, when Aang first learns to waterbed and does like the fucking octopus shit, and I feel like Belle's does something extra like that with their illusion.
Juggling like
saw
5 things of
Avatar,
water.
so you've lost me on that.
I'm sorry. I'll send you a gif of it later. It's very cute.
It's very cute.
Very cute. No, wait, you know that little thing that Aang did with the little pebbles where he went like this?
With the pebbles where you spin around like really fast.
Just still doesn't help if Echo hasn't seen
No,
Avatar.
it doesn't. It does not help.
But thank you both for freaking out about it.
Helps us.
Glad it helps you. All right. So Bells, you waste away the others in the adult competition, but as you are traveling around, I'm going to say that you probably
They'll also take part in setting off fireworks at any point that fireworks could happen.
It's not infrequent.
It's the middle of the day right now, right?
It is, yeah, no, it is a thing. There are more people who seem to be like not security, but they're like keeping an eye on this shit. Because now that the city has a lot more wooden constructions, it's a little more dangerous. So
to be clear, they're not just going to be setting it off wildly. It's going to be where it makes sense, where it would be appropriate.
Okay.
They do some things appropriately. They're not complete chaos.
So like over a water fountain where no one's going to get hurt or something like that.
I mean, I don't know about over a water fountain, but yeah.
Either way.
Just say that they have common sense there.
Fair enough. You have kids running around who are super enjoying it. At some point, you light some like sparklers, and they have like a really sour smell to them for some reason. Like not lemony, but like something rank. And like you look to the side, and you see Ta has his hand up with a little grin as he made the air around you smell really crappy for a moment. And he gives you a finger gun and walks away.
He's getting me back for the skunk smell.
Over a year ago at this point.
Go, Ta!
He's a dwarf. Dwarfs never forget. These stubborn bastards.
Does Belle see him do this?
Oh yeah. Yep, you see him do it, and then he like gives like a finger gun motion and then walks away. He's also
like nod, like game.
He's also like
just like nod, like game recognizes game.
Yeah, he's also like bare chested because like he doesn't like he has only like thick leather hides and stuff because of where he works. So he's just in like shorts with like a jacket wrapped around his waist in like the worst dad fashion ever, and then just walks away.
Oh yeah, Bells is wearing hardly anything either. It's like bikini-esque, but in like really light, flowy fabric.
It's fair. Again, it's the day for it. It is insanely sweltering, so like things are dry. Like your fireworks go off without a hitch, and like it is worrisome if those hit anything because like the wood is dry around here right now. But yeah, also they're
being very careful with their fireworks.
It's appreciated. Next we had Lyra and Yvette. Are you guys coming back on, or have you been here for a bit? I forget if you guys are coming back on the same day.
I don't know what Lyra's up to, but Yvette is coming back like basically right at this moment. Like they're just arriving.
Yeah, I think Lyra would have arrived back like late the night before, like around midnight,
Okay.
taking a quick rest in the forest outside of town, and then actually enters town in like the mid-morning.
Okay. So you guys can still arrive here around the same time. So we can say, if it makes it easier for interaction, Yvette, Healith, and Lyra, you all run into each other outside the city as you're all coming in. After you guys like check on your greenhouse for a few minutes or something and come out.
How's it coming? Is it looking good?
It's insane. It's insane. There's like they're using like stained glass in addition to normal glass, so some areas have like really wonderful colorful areas. There is like a giant tree in the center, which is also a tree house for like little kids to do like their little bit of planting. For like the kids who just don't know what they're doing, it's like, we're just gonna screw around in the mud, and this is what they decided that they wanted to do. It's kind of a way to contain the chaos when everyone else is doing like actual planting and stuff.
I love this tree.
You have
Lyra goes real quick, hugs the tree.
Nice. We love tree huggers.
Hugs the tree.
Tree hugger.
I love you so much.
You guys have like you guys have people that are like using magic, but then there are people that are like not using magic and are like, nah, we're gonna plant the old-fashioned way, and they're like getting in like in like, what is it, fertilizer from like Ashen Industrial. Again, they're just like shipping everything in to try to bring it, so they're bringing in like the freshest of manure or the finest of manure. I don't know what the difference would be. I don't know if there's a fine manure that's not fresh or a fresh manure that's not fine.
Cow shit.
There we go. Yeah, like I don't know what the fuck the difference is.
Excellent cow shit, honestly. Although this Lyra sits down to try and talk with them about like, oh, see, this plant really does well with like typical fertilizer made from horse, cow, chicken, all that kind of dung. But this one does really well when you get dung made from like mythical creatures, like a hydra or something like that. She's like, because it has these properties and yada yada. I'm assuming that Healith would pull her away though.
Eventually be like, hey, come on, we want to at least see everybody if we can.
Right. Okay, let's go.
At that point, Yvette is sort of standing away in the corner, still like frantically scribbling in a notebook. Also, despite that it is sweltering hot, they are still fully dressed in their like long sleeve, like black sweater, black pants, big black cloak, just paying no attention to their surroundings at all.
I'm in no way surprised by this.
Lyra has ditched her pastel greens and pinks and is now wearing a summer dress that is made of a very thin, very sheer material. Like, it's not sheer from like the waist up, but from like the hips down, it gets sheer to like it's almost translucent at her feet. And it fades from like this pink all the way down to like this deep sapphire blue, like to like mimic the night sky as it like the sky as it falls into night. And she had purchased like this little sheer butterfly cape that like mimics butterfly wings. And it's like goes from like a light yellow to like a dark like burgundy red.
Nice.
And so like she's in it, you know? She's in it. She's got her obvious flower crowns, and she sees all the people working in her garden. She takes a few minutes to make flower crowns for everyone and the children, of course. And then she walks away hand in hand with Healith.
Healith also has no buttons as normal, because he does not get to keep his buttons anymore. So he's also open-chested. He doesn't have any metal armor anymore. It's just some leathers. But today is a day.
She stole all his metal armor.
Today's a day to not be wearing metal armor / like thick hot leather. So he's also going pretty light. And we can say they run into you, Yvette, after you're done taking your notes.
Lyra, the sun is casting heat metal or something. You don't want to be wearing it.
Right. Lyra looks at Yvette and says, "Are you doing okay, friend?"
I've done a lot of excellent research and I've got some really good information. I need to go to the library.
Okay, well, do you want to come to the festival first?
What?
I hear there's a festival. Don't you want to come see everybody?
No, that's the best idea.
Why?
I haven't exactly spoken to anyone else but you in the past? How long have I been gone?
I'm not sure.
A year.
2 years?
It
Oh,
hasn't
a
been.
year.
No, it hasn't been that long. But I haven't spoken to them, so I should probably, I'm gonna wait until I get all my problems sorted before I
Well,
go talk to anybody.
I'm confused. How would waiting more time help the fact that you've been gone for a time?
Because I'm gonna fix the problems first.
What
And I fix the
problems?
problems.
Were there problems before you left?
It's a long story.
I know you said some
Basically,
things, but
I need to go to the library because it has some information that I need so that I can come up with a solution to this problem I've got. And then once I've got it figured out, then I can talk to people.
By people, you mean Sid.
Yes.
Okay. I don't quite understand, but I suppose I haven't been in a relationship for long enough. Lyra looks at Heath and says, I wouldn't like it if you did that. Please don't do that. Please don't leave and not talk to me.
Yvette, who has a little more social grace, just looks between the two of you. It's like, it is definitely, I won't. It's not my plan, but that's not the way everyone does things. And it's again just like looking back and forth between you two, trying to keep the peace.
Not paying attention at this point. They're back in the notebook.
Okay, so I'm not going to. Don't worry.
Lyra's good. Takes his arm and does the signature little arm grab and hug and looks at Yvette and says, the greenhouse will be open when you're ready. You're welcome here. And when you're ready, if you need company to help you solve things or to talk to people, I'm here.
Thank you, Lyra.
Of course, friend. And Lyra walks away with Hila.
Alright, so you two head towards the festival, and Yvette, are you heading straight to the library? The brewery? Alright.
Yeah. Library.
As
the caption said you marry when you said you wanted to marry.
And now it's saying you wanted to go to the library. It keeps flipping around. As you
bibliothèque.
That big. Let's not. Anyways, as all of you guys do begin walking around, you do see a lot of unfamiliar faces. There are other bards that are busking. One in particular that seems to be putting on a good show is a fire genasi, who seems to be really ruling their own stage. Those of you who don't know about these types of creatures as well, notice that there are other celestial creatures beyond Ypsilar. There are creatures called star elves and star goblins, which have dark blue and purple skin and have freckles that move along it like constellations, and they have hair that resembles different stages of sun lives, the lives of stars. So red, orange, blue, white. There are a lot of different unique people that have been coming here, especially since with the festival and the city having an uptick. But Yvette, just to give you a few more moments in the limelight, you head to the library. You do know that there is a restricted section, assuming at some point Sprig told you about it, because I think Sprig is the only one who actually explored it. But that's up to Sprig as well.
I don't see why she would have kept that information from the party. So yeah, you would have heard about it.
Okay. So you see the artificing lady with her pet owl at the front desk, who you guys broke her pet last time, but it seems to be repaired now.
Very tempted to pull out another vial and a hammer and chisel to get more rock from the wall, but I won't.
As you do begin going through the stairs and looking at things, you do recognize the face of Jawan, a orange lizard folk who does keep an eye on the restricted section, where there are fewer books, and remembering your face, he just kind of raises an eyebrow and says, You were one of the people in the Queen's good graces last I remember. You looking for anything in particular?
I am. I need some information on either void metal, star metal, the Malrend mines, or the God Mask or the Godbane sword. Any of that.
The face like goes like, okay. Like there's an expression change very quickly as you start naming things. I know where a couple of those might be, but let's go searching. I'm intrigued. If you'd like to roll an investigation check with advantage, we can see if you find any more knowledge for a short while you are in here. At some point, you should go hang out with people, though.
Yes. Investigation. I got an 18. That is a 29.
You're running. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. 29.
I have a plus 11 to investigation.
Yeah, that's some solid shit. All right. With a 29, you are able to gather books on almost all of those things except the Godsbane sword. That's the only one that is like not here. But you're able to at least get the books together. A couple of them are from the more restrictive section, so Joanne says, just don't leave with these, please. Copy the information you need. The ones downstairs you can steal. I don't really care about that. But up here, leave them, because if she gets angry, I'm not going to have a very good time.
You get angry.
The Ivory Queen?
Got it. That's fair.
Yeah.
Probably not a great idea to get on the bad side.
Yeah. The ones downstairs probably don't matter, though. And, like, you find, the public books are easy to find on the Malrend Mine, because that was an area not far away, so, like, they wrote about that. Void metal coming from that mine, also, there's fairly common books. The harder books to find is on star metal, which is in the restrictive section, which you find a little bit about. Not a lot, but a little bit. And the last one... The
God Mask.
God Mask. That is also in the restrictive section as well. And it is heavily redacted. You find it, there's some info there, but it's heavily redacted. For the moment, you have these books. I'm not going to have you fully gain a lot of the knowledge at the moment, since it's more you gathering the books to then have and then do a little more research later. But
yeah,
with a 29,
want to try to any information from the books from the restricted section that I can sort of essentially almost like lift off of and then put in my own notebooks to just have.
Yeah.
And then everything else I'll just sort of take with me.
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow that. Where you gather what, like, especially with the God Mask, you find it so redacted, you're just like, we're just going to like as much as possible of what you can get. But that is 100% fair. Cool. So yeah, after probably like a half hour of just gathering the books and getting them together, you technically have more free time. Whether or not you want to go out is up to you.
Yeah, so I'll probably go just sort of into the town, and if I see the like use a cantrip to move the water thingy, I'll probably be like, oh, okay. And like put the books in the bag and be like, all right. Okay. And go in and participate in that.
Okay. Anyone who participates with that and doesn't use minor illusion to cheat does in fact gain the shape water cantrip. So so Karine and Yvette, you can add that very not useful spell to your repertoire, but it's a thing.
You know what? The win was worth the loss.
I have a magic item that produces water, Vinny. I feel like
You could do
Shape
some
water could be more useful than you think.
It could. I will allow shenanigans. I commit shenanigans, so I'm totally down for it. Hoops. I saw Bells you did unmute, so I'm assuming that means you want to run into somebody. But that's up to you if that was the thing that you wanted to do.
Oh no, I just unmuted to talk shit.
Oh, just because you're in first place, you're gonna talk shit, huh?
Yes.
That's yes. At this point, I'm going to let it be open to you guys. Whomst runs into each other, so you guys can choose what interactions you want to have. At this moment, if anyone wants to be nice and also run into Sid and Kins, because they're probably going to stay together, so that way Kins can actually have interactions with you guys. We're gonna have that happen. Unless Kind has a plan.
Yeah, see, wait, let me turn my captions back on. I was very tempted to cause problems and be like, hey, can we go cool off in the library for a second? Because Kind is also fully clothed. And it's
You
not
could.
wearing summery clothes.
You
But
could
with
absolutely
that-
do that.
I can also retract and stick in the library for a little bit if you want to do that. I literally had Yvette leave because I was like, I can't stay in here so that they can actually interact with others.
I feel like let's compromise a little bit. Maybe Yvette has finished their research for the time being, and Candace just like, talk. I need to get out of the sun for a few minutes. Do you mind if we pop into the library just like for a little bit, and then on the way in, Yvette's on the way.
On their way out, yeah.
Well, whether or not Sid wants to go,
I started using the ship name again already.
Whether or not Sid ends up going is up to Sid.
Yeah, they'll go.
Okay. So yeah, as you are walking out, and Sid, Candace, you guys are walking in. Probably not at the door, probably inside. Like once you come in to cool off, like Kind, you take your hat off, give yourself a little wave. Sid, you look around for a moment, and just like you were probably having a weird daydream about the one person you know who loves this place, walks up. So yeah, you guys get to have a quick run in.
Yeah, so Sid'll probably have like a tankard from wherever because it's a festival and they're everywhere. Even though they probably shouldn't bring that into the library. And upon seeing Yvette, just drops it. Now for the audience, Sid has a little bit of a outfit change. They're no longer wearing their heavy armor, anything like that. Currently, they are also bare-chested, and you can see, but they canonically have top surgery. But they just have like their sword strapped to their back in like a back scabbard because it's so fucking big. And they have a brand new like huge scar that goes from about one eye to like the past, like you can't see how far it goes on their head.
Also, point of clarification: Kim does not take off her hat. That thing is protecting her scalp. She's leaving it on. She's fanning herself as she goes inside. Sunburn on the scalp is a problem. Okay.
Correct. So true. All right. So.
Cool. So Yvette, I'm trying to decide if Finny, do you mind if I roll like a perception check? Because I imagine they're probably still like in their books. So they might see or they may not.
Did they hear the sound of the
That's a 19, babe. 19 plus 5 is 24. Yeah, so Yvette is walking out with their armfuls of books and sees Sid without a shirt on in the doorway and just like freezes. And probably just makes like direct eye contact.
Yeah, when Sid drops their drink, Kid immediately goes, "Shit, man. Okay, I'll buy you another one, but like, don't drop it this time. Like, are you okay? Are you getting like a heat stroke? Cause like, hello."
They're not listening to you. They're looking past you right at Yvette.
I kind of like turn and follow Sid's gaze, and eyes land on Yvette. Kind of look to Sid. It's like you know that audio. You guys know the audio on TikTok.
He looked at me.
Yeah, there's that one, but there's also I think it's like by Vampire Weekend or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
With it's like it's like that kind of moment, like what am I looking at here? Sid,
I was gonna say,
you good?
Thought I prepared. I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure that somewhere I prepared invisibility. Or I was going to.
We can say you have it prepared. It's fine. Especially for the lulls, I'm down for it being prepared.
Yeah. So Yvette is gonna really quickly, after being frozen for a good 30 seconds, is just gonna like cast invisibility on themselves. And Vinny, are you the kind of DM that lets invisibility include like the items that they're holding?
Considering you guys got away with having the broomstick be invisible with maybe while she wrote it, yeah.
The spell is technically, as long as it's on your person, the part that gets finicky is when you pick something up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they've been like, they're
holding
like
your stuff.
clutching them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When they disappear, Sid's gonna say, Yvette?
Fuck, you can't see them, but they're still just standing there. Mm-hmm.
Is that you, or have I gone completely crazy?
Kind, you definitely saw somebody there a second ago.
Yeah. No, they were there. They were there. Do I have to spell magic?
Shit!
I do not.
Oh, damn it.
Wait.
You have counterspell?
No, I have detect magic. Oh, I do. I think I have counterspell.
Counterspell
I
wouldn't
do
work.
have counterspell.
It was already
The
cast.
counterspell wouldn't work in this case. But she does have detect magic, so she'll cast detect magic. Oh, I have to. Yeah, she'll cast detect magic. For the duration, you can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any invisible creature or object in the area that bears magic. And you learn its school of magic, if any.
Well, you cast it and you sense, an elf invisible in the exact same spot that they disappeared
in. They're still. I can kind of see you. It's kind of impolite to not say hello.
At that point, they're gonna just. Are you guys? How big is the doorway to the library, and how much?
It is a two-door doorway, so you could potentially get around if you wanted to.
They're gonna try to very casually, like, scoot around closer to Shit, sorry, Mel, I forgot your character's name. Kind. Closer to
like
Kind, and not on the side of Sid. Closer to Kind. Just sort of an awkward shuffle.
If you didn't want to talk to me, just say so. And then because Sid can't see them, Sid's just gonna leave.
They fucking bump into each other. That's also.
Do they? And then does Yvette lose concentration?
Probably wouldn't lose concentration, but I will. I like the idea of the bumping into each other, just like trying to leave and no idea. So yeah, we'll say Sid, you bump into the back of Yvette, like Yvette's getting out first, and you just bump into the back of Yvette.
Yeah, Ken has like a hand half up, like oh. Oh fuck! What the fuck do I say in this moment? Shit.
You see the librarian say, "Please do not block the doorway with whatever shenanigans you guys are doing one more time."
My apologies, man.
And that's gonna just start shuffling away.
Yeah, once. Ken kind of awkwardly looks to Sid and like points about, I'm assuming like 20-ish feet away at this point. He goes, "They're heading that way if you want to talk to them."
I don't.
Okay. Do you want another beer?
I need more beer.
Let's get
and now do your accent. Fuck.
I
need more than beer.
I just love you just slowly absorbing the southernness.
It's dangerous.
It is.
Sid's a whole new person.
We'll get you 2. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
All of you head to the festival in very different routes. One of you is invisible, the other 2 are depressed. And all are just heading.
At this point, Yvette's gonna go do the water thingy. They're gonna drop invisibility and go do the water thingy to distract themselves.
Go to be distracted for a few minutes. All right. Because you guys had a bit. Lyra, Bells, and Sprig. Anybody that you guys want to run into from the other group or each other?
Lyra also wanted to do the water thing.
Okay.
Lyra never got to do anything at the festival. Lyra sees all this. She wants to do the water thing too.
Okay.
Okay.
All of you.
Upon seeing Yvette, Bells will make their way to the water thing.
Yeah, Yvette and Lyra, as you guys are both going up to it, Bells, you see these 2. They're trying to claim your spot as number 1. How dare they?
Hell yeah!
How dare
Wait.
So Lyra and Lyra and Shapewater. You get to learn the cantrip if you don't already have it, but if you have it, but Bells, you see Lyra and Yvette going up and getting ready to do this.
For some reason, I can't add it to my spell list, but whatever. I'll figure it out later. I'll just write it down.
Your spells are already full, probably.
That's whatever. I'll just write it down.
Yeah, D&D is think about those things, but it's fine. But yeah, Yvette and Lyra, you both are like, let's learn this cantrip and see if we can win. And then Bells comes down to said you were doing something.
Oh, Belle sees Yvette and gets excited, and they flutter down to Yvette.
Do the water thingy.
They're gonna cheer Yvette on. You can do it. Go Yvette. Go Yvette.
It's also probably fucking perfect. Yeah. That would be fun. Up to Vinny. But that would be fun.
Well, I mean, all of you got, whoever wants to be part of the interactions can be part of the interactions right now. It's totally fine. So, yeah.
Lyra versus Yvette.
Lyra sees Yvette and is like, hell yeah. Definitely doesn't pick up that Yvette is
in distress.
Right
They're in distress. They are focusing only on moving the water and nothing else.
Can I roll a perception to see
you can Yvette is? You can roll an insight. First, both of you roll me a spell attack. Because you have Bells cheering you on, Yvette, you can have advantage.
Oh shit. It's been so long. Spell attack?
Yep.
Hold on. I have to remember how to do that. Ah. Oh shit. Fuck you two then.
Was that nat 1?
First nat 1 of season 2.
Hell yeah. You know what? It was an aerial, so it's fine.
Yay!
Ariel got it.
I think first nat 1 in season 1
You're
was
welcome,
me.
Ariel.
Thanks, Poppy.
That's fair.
Roasted. Do you want some? Some ointment for that burn?
Lyra, roll me insight check.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll against for anything then?
Are you trying to deceive or mask in any way?
16.
Kind of.
Sure.
Yes,
if you think you're trying to hold it in, roll me a deception check for trying to just mask it.
Should I roll insight on this?
Yeah, if you're trying to read it as well, sure.
I'll roll insight. Why not?
21 for deception.
And that's the first nat 20 of the season.
Yeah.
What's your total?
Nat 20 plus 2.
Okay,
22.
so you just barely clear it. But yeah, you're able to.
No, I got a 20. Oh, excuse me. Never mind.
Yep, so you got a 21, Bella's got a 22, not 20, 22. So, Bellas, you can see there's definitely something wrong. Lyra, you're too distracted by you trying to do this water shape thing that, like, you're trying to, like...
I'm also distracted by Keyleth, I'm gonna say.
Sure, he's on the other side shirtless, just waiting at the finish line for you.
Yeah, and Bells is also, like, blatantly staring at Yvette because they are cheering them on, so it makes sense.
But yeah, we can say eventually you guys finish up. Yvette, you come in first. Your precision concentration, because you're in such a mental state that you just focus too hard. Yep. Bells, at the end of it, you do see, like, Yvette, there's something up there. Lyra, you're not 100% sure something's up, but what's up?
No question.
What's up?
Can we say that Lyra misunderstood the assignment and she crafted a water lily instead of the character?
That's kind of great.
I misunderstood the assignment.
That's kind of great. I'll let that happen.
Hell yeah, thank you. Cool.
You didn't win either way, but you kind of
And
won.
then get to the end of the line, realize everyone else is holding water. I'm like, shit.
You do not learn the water shape water cantrip then.
Okay, that's okay.
Look, not everyone
okay
needs to
with that.
learn this not insanely helpful
Am
spell.
I the only one who has done in the actual party who has done this correctly?
You
No.
and Sprig also did it.
Okay, Sprig did it. Good. I couldn't remember if you'd actually done it or just watched Barashif.
Cool.
I did it with Bara.
Yeah. Bells, Lyra, technically Healith, and Yvette, you guys are all together for a mo, so I don't know if Bells is calling anything out or just like reading the face and letting it sit or what.
They're
Yvette
reading
is
the
like
face.
standing
They're like reading the
stock still.
face and then just kind of ignoring it a little bit and just giving Yvette like an attack hug. They're excited to see Yvette. Because all they left him was just a note with very little information.
Just get fucking attacked by a fairy.
You do. You get an attack hug.
And then they're like, okay. Hi, Bells. Good to see you too.
Yvette! I missed you!
Yeah.
Social skills of this party. Come on.
Non-existent.
What social skills?
Non-existent.
I like that it's just a
So
small.
distracted right now, too.
Lyra's tucking the water lily into Healith's ponytail.
Nice.
Assuming he has one.
He does. Bells, you
Yeah, she's tucking it behind his ear, like, there you go.
Bells, you notice from this additional response from Yvette, there's definitely something wrong. Because even poor social skills doesn't change the fact that that wording did not seem right.
Before they pull away, so it's just kind of quiet in their ear, they're like, "Are you okay?"
No.
This is me laughing, not Bells, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Lyra walks up.
You,
Hi.
Lyra.
before
Completely
Lyra
oblivious.
walks, before Lyra walks up, Bells also follows up with, "Do you need to talk?"
No.
Is that all you know
That
right
was
now?
Australian.
Oh.
No.
No.
Arr.
A+ communication.
No.
Oh no.
Seeing Lyra approach, Bells will just be like, "We're gonna talk really quick. Not really, like really quickly. They're gonna be like, we'll talk later," and then back away and greet Lyra as well.
Hi, Bells.
Lyra, and then Lyra is also gonna get attacked, and then Healith.
All the hugs all around.
All the hugs.
How are you? How has everything been?
It's been good.
Good.
How was your adventures?
It was interesting. We saw butterflies. We saw a giant plant that kept eating people and kept saying, "Feed me, Seymour." And then it would stop.
Poppy, remind me that I need you specifically as Lyra in a one-shot for no particular reason.
Okay. If it's musical themed, I'm there.
It's a little shop themed one-shot.
Please.
Lyra appears
Later.
and then
Later.
disappears. Anyways, yep.
Poof. Talking right now. Poof. No. It was all very fascinating. Yeah, got some new plants and everything for the greenhouse. The greenhouse is coming along quite well. And
I've
and
seen.
steals a look at Yvette, just now noticing that maybe something's not okay.
Yeah, you could probably. I'm gonna say the deception is gone at this point because now that they're not even in the notebook, they're just kind of like standing there, just like looking off into the distance.
He'll just
Lyra
offers his mead, which is a newer, refined version.
You take it and down it in one.
Lyra, hold on. I have to pull up my flowers.
Like? Roll a Constitution save.
Okay, that's fine. And I have 18.
Okay. It hurts, but you handle it like a champ. Still has peaches.
We all know what this means.
Still has peaches.
Good.
No more carrots. Some additional things from the new greenhouse. It actually tastes really good now.
Is it good? Okay? So
yeah.
We're gonna
you heal it.
we'll pop over to Sid just because I see a hand raised.
So, simultaneously, as this is happening,
I already
Sid is
hate this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I already hate it.
Is stomping around, just so mad because, like, on the one hand, they were gone. I get it, but like not even saying anything and just disappearing. Like, what the fuck? They are so mad, in fact, that they are going to take off their heartbeat ring.
No! I almost dropped my notebook. Oh shit.
Sid is gonna have so many rings that they're supposed to wear.
And Sid is also going to go into a rage.
Okay. There are competitions around, including like just like arm wrestling.
There's not enough beer in the world to calm them down.
There's arm wrestling. There's full body like wrestling competitions. So if there's, do you want to direct it or do you want it to just be like raging in a lane at a festival? This is up to you.
I imagine they probably wouldn't direct it, but I imagine that their companion would hopefully put a stop to it or do something about it soon so that it didn't get bad. But it is out of Sid's hand at this point because they are a berserker.
All right, we're gonna keep on Sid and Kind for just this moment, and then we'll come back to the rest of you in a brief moment just to see how this resolves. So like you guys are not far away from literally like just a dart throwing competition and a couple smaller things, and Kind, you just watch as Sid maybe not like outwardly belts it out, but you like feel that pulse, that wave, that you've not experienced this specific type of energy from a combatant before, but you've sensed it from Sid before, and you just saw like something get ripped off their finger. You don't know what exactly is going on, but it seems concerning. So.
I feel like my immediate reaction is like, if they can't see anything to rage at, maybe they'll just like calm down. Maybe if we put them in like a sensory deprivation type situation, they'll just chill the fuck out. So I'm gonna cast darkness around Sid.
I don't know how.
I just hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Sin respond to that how they want, because I don't. It's not the worst idea. I don't know how it works though for Sid in that moment.
Yeah.
I think it would be disorienting enough for 6 seconds so that they could not hurt or be hurt by anything. And I imagine that the rage probably drops.
All right. As you guys are having this moment, I'm going to add a little more to it, and we can see if you guys want to go somewhere with it, and then we're going to switch back to the other people to allow Yvette a proper moment to freak out. So Kind and Sid, you know this individual pretty well. You know Niesu, who is a green lizard folk who like got into a lot of physical scraps. He's one of the people who does contestants for the Ivory Queen. You probably have like boxed or like done fights with him, Sid. Like that's probably been a person that like you've done fights to either earn money or like just fuck it to just get fucked up. And Niesu like sees this and is like, hey, what's happening? And like sees the look.
Kind will just be like, clear the fucking area. I'm gonna try a thing, and then just snaps her fingers and casts darkness.
What the fuck are you, Sid?
Leave her alone
Well-
right now. She needs quiet. Leave her alone. They need quiet. Leave them alone.
You watch like Nasu just like cock a fist back and like wait to see what this ending situation's gonna be like. But Sid, you are in the darkness for a moment.
Yeah.
There are still noises from the festival going on, but you are not seeing it. Like you say, disorienting enough that like the rage probably fades. In this darkness, what do you do?
Trying to swing wildly. Trying to double check. Do you know what level the extra rage kicks in at? The
When you get more?
you're like the yeah.
I can look it up in a quick
'Cause,
sec.
like, I can't find it, but
Extra rage?
You can basically
yeah.
just...
So as a berserker, you can go into a frenzied rage, and you take a point of exhaustion, which is like a next level. So like in campaign 1, when Grog had 3 attacks, that's what it came from, because you use your bonus action as an attack.
Yep. I believe it's pretty early on. I'm pretty sure you get that. You get that at level 3.
Okay, cool. Because I just couldn't see it. So yeah, so they are fully in a frenzied rage. For like thematically, there's a reason, because once you come out of that, you gain a point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment, so just like gets to one side and says, "We'll see what's gonna happen," and just like is there to try to help contain whatever the hell is going on. Yvette.
Yeah. Kin's gonna wrap around the other side and just like start to prepare lightning lure. And if Sid like makes it out of the darkness, she will try to lightning lure Sid and like lasso him back into the darkness. Because you can pull someone up to like 10 feet.
It is definitely a strategy. As this is going on, Yvette, you guys are mid-conversation, you just try the mead, it hits into your system, and you're like, huh, that didn't taste bad. Definitely hurt. And like right after you're like thinking definitely hurt, you feel that ring that just had this slow heartbeat, quickening heartbeat going, just stop.
Shit. Yvette immediately reaches for the holster and grabs their gun. And anybody around them sees them reach into their bag and pull out this weird looking bullet that they've never seen before, that's probably like glowing a little bit, and load it into the gun and just
Yvette,
go,
what are you doing?
has anyone seen Sid? Has anyone seen Sid?
I thought you were
Not in
waiting
a
to talk to
while.
them.
I need to know right now where they are.
Bells is gonna fly up a little bit and look around for Sid. Can they see Sid?
Roll me a perception to this giant ball of darkness. Roll me with advantage, because that's a good assumption. That's where there's some problems.
Fair.
Okay.
Would a person count as an animal?
They don't count as a
No.
beast. They count as a humanoid.
Damn it.
I was gonna ask if I could cast locate animals or plants.
That's a night.
There's a locate
That's a 19.
person spell.
19, you can see
Wow.
a cloud of darkness where on one side you see Nyasu, who you know a little bit at least. I don't know if you ever met Kind, but you see 2 people surrounding this giant orb, like 3 lanes over, a little farther down.
I will remind you that at least one of you knows that Sprig exists in the city and has sending.
I was also
We
just
don't
gonna...
know where Sprig is at right
Yes.
now.
Just for
But-
future.
We don't know where you are.
Yeah, you're doing stuff with Barge.
Well, right.
Sprig misses all the fun.
Oh, I've been waiting. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I know when I want to pop up, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
Alright, so...
Bells
yeah,
is-
Bells.
Bells is going to fly back down and be like, I don't see Sid, but I do see something really bad happening, and point to where the thing is.
Okay.
Probably that. Yvette's gonna fucking sprint in the direction of the
Bells is
Ball
also
Dark
going
Edge.
to chase after.
Lyra's following.
Okay.
Gun at the ready.
You
Guns
four begin
drawn.
begin heading over as Kind and Yasu are again trying to just like see what happens in the orb. Sprig, if there is a time you want to pop in, you can. I was going to let you see this happening, but it's up to you whether or not you want this to be a reason that you join in or not.
Well, I was to pop in and see Sid, and then the thing of darkness happened, so I was considering waiting until that was gone.
Fair enough.
So
It's up to you. I will say in this moment, Sid, what are you doing? The frenzy hit you. In this moment, are you just like containing yourself in that area, or are you leaving? Are things getting any farther out besides like your like 5-foot range around you? Because darkness is huge.
I'm gonna say that they have just enough sense to not do anything, so they kind of turn that rage into just like hugging themselves because they don't. This kind of rage is very bad. However, they are a caretaker, so they know that this is very bad, and if they extend out in any way, it'll just get worse. So they just kind of sit there, and then as it fades, they probably look exactly like Hercules when he's carrying Meg out of the water of souls, and just like. I love how every single one of you made a face because you got that reference.
Yeah. We have a bunch of Disney nerds here. Yeah, so
We're nerds, of course we got it.
yeah. So
could I roll an insight to see if I would know that Sid is out of their rage? Because like I'm assuming I've held this for like at least a couple minutes, and because I have a concentration of up to 10 minutes.
it's probably been like 30 seconds. It probably hasn't been super long, but roll me an insight.
Like I'm just not hearing any like screaming or raging, so I'm assuming maybe maybe they calm down. 19 plus 6. Yes, okay, I'm reading my numbers correctly because my die is upside down, and then my eyes were like, let's translate the 6 to a 9, and that's not correct. So that's 19 plus 6 is 25.
25? All right. Yeah, you are
25.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 21. I'm sorry. Your mic is a little like, for me.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you definitely see that is what's going. You can sense that there is a level of calm, just from the energy that is put out during a rage. You sense it like subside like a fire. Even if you can't see it, you feel that heat going down. Enough to drop, that's up to you. But we'll say as like you are feeling this calm begin to stagnate, the rest of you find your way over to like the orb where you can see this cowboy ASMR on one side and like this lizard folk just like reaching a hand in delicately on the other side.
Yeah. She'll kind of look to Nyasu and just be like, I think they're good. I'm gonna let it go. Just in case. And she'll let darkness drop and just be like, hey Sid.
Yep. Yvette, I see a hand raised.
Cool. So when Yvette comes around the corner and sees a dude with looking ready to fight, and a wizard with a spell around Sid, they are going to have the gun still at the ready and lift their hand and like get ready to cast Claws of the Grave, but not casting it yet. I don't know if there's any like spice that we could do where it looks like they're about to cast a spell.
Sure.
And you can tell.
You can definitely get like the crackling energy going on you, even like a faint like phantasmal version of it like behind one of their heads. And
I will say you do see some lightning starting to crackle around like Kin's free hand, so I don't know if that motivates Yvette to just go for it or still wait.
They're gonna hold it for a sec,
right.
And at you just go back away from them.
As that's happening, Bells and Lyra, what are your immediate reactions to the situation?
Bells, you want to go first? Because I'm thinking.
Bells, that's a good question. I think Bells is just trying to stay back, but also like readying something, and they're not even sure what because they don't. They're just like, oh.
Fair. Lyra?
Lyra. Can I do another insight check to see, like, to just tell if, like,
you have a
is
split
evil or
second.
something?
This is a split second.
Split second?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Lyra gets Halo spores ready.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Alright, you watch as like these necrolions come out of like Lyra's construction into small little areas of
And just
spore
looks
magic.
like, please don't make this worse.
Alright, at that moment, Kind, you drop the darkness.
Yeah, the darkness is dropping. She probably hears back away from them. Please don't make this worse. And Kind turns to Yvette and will actually say, "This is your fault. So you back the fuck up."
They are going to cast Cause of the Grave at Kind.
That's fair.
Bells will also immediately cast Call of the Grave as well because they're getting offended for that.
That's fair.
Lyra
It's a great
sees
start.
this as an act of aggression.
So, as the orb
So
of
cast shield is a reaction. I'm just throwing that out there.
as the orb of darkness falls, Sid, you come out of the darkness to watch Kind, your new like partner in crime, getting attacked by your fiance. One of your friends, you see Nyesu, who's like a battle buddy of yours every once in a while. You see Lyra, who also has these spores that you see a lot of people you know and or care about, just like mid ready to fight each other. Heela's just kind of standing there. He doesn't know what's going on, and he rightfully just watches instead of overreacts. But Sid.
Yeah, Sid'll just like raise a hand and be like, "Stop."
Yvette's already cast. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a 13 to hit.
It's a 17, not 17, 22 to hit for me.
Okay. If I use
15 to hit.
I'm sorry, what? 13, 15, and 16? Is that what I heard?
13,
22.
Yes.
22, and 18.
13, 22,
And
and
a 15.
18.
Yeah.
And what?
15. Not 18,
15.
15.
Okay.
Oh,
13, 15, 22. Yes?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to cast shield as a reaction, which bumps up her armor class with a +5, so that makes her AC a 21. So only Bells hits.
Okay. Also, it's a 10-foot radius.
Freak.
Uh-huh.
You guys.
I didn't fully read
What
the
is the
spell.
You're gonna get arrested.
Technically, no one else. You roll your damage, Lyra, because
when
you
a
could.
creature you see moves into hold up.
Okay.
When a creature you can see moves into a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use your react. Okay, never mind.
Right.
We're just gonna say
It's fine.
aimed at Kind.
Yeah, it's fine. We're having
Cool.
a quick roleplay attacking moment. It's fine. Bells roll damage just because that's going to hit no matter what. Kind, you throw up a shield to protect yourself from the necromantic energies from the
3
others.
damage.
3 damage.
How much, Echo?
3.
Cool.
Sprig, I just want to say that you
Got
see
very
this
lucky.
or hear it because, like, this is definitely encompassing a part of the festival. You don't have to take part, but there's no way that you don't hear half of the voices of friends you know and can just completely ignore it.
It's been, like, I'm assuming this is loud. Like, spells are being cast. It's our friends. Definitely
You literally hear
problems
someone
are
yell, "This is
happening.
your fault, you back the fuck up." So, like
I'm
she's
just gonna
not
look at
crying about
Bara.
it.
Yeah.
If Bara's around, is Bara here right now, or did she go off to do her other stuff? that
She's
she needs to do?
still with you.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at Bara and I'm gonna be like, well, that sounds like the regularly scheduled trouble. Should we go check it out?
Let's go. There's no other verbal agreement. Sid, just to give you back to your moment, since you're the one telling people to stop, they didn't quite stop.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Sid's gonna stop and just probably stand there and have a little bit of just like no wind in their sails and just look at all of them and be like, what are you doing here? Specifically out of it.
Bells is gonna pipe up and say, I just followed them. Just to be cheeky.
We just came home.
I thought you died. Still have the gun.
I forgot you
It's
still have the
probably
gun.
like the barrel is like glowing a little bit. I don't know if Sid would know what that means.
You
They've
do
probably
know
seen the bullet
Sid
before.
Sid knows about the bullet because you specifically told Sid about it, so
Probably. So you would see the bullet loaded into the gun.
Canonically,
And-
last season on camera, you did.
Okay. And Sid would say, and why do you care?
You really have to ask me that.
Yes, I do.
I don't think now's the right time to have that conversation.
It's not. All right. See, this is how it all started anyway, because you didn't say anything to me.
I didn't think it mattered.
It doesn't matter. You've been gone for 6 months and you didn't say a word.
That's not that long.
at this
I'm
mo-
sorry, you up and left your partner for 6 months without a single word? Do you have any idea how often I try to talk to my girlfriend because I can't see her that often?
Friend?
Like, what the fuck
sorry.
is your problem?
I'm sorry. Who are you?
at this time,
Sid.
Bells and
Friends?
Bara appear as well.
My name's Kim. It is not my pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Hi.
I think we should all just breathe and calm down and have a civilized conversation like adults.
A conversation requires talking, Lyra.
It does, and you're right. Perhaps you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Perhaps what?
I said, perhaps you and Yvette should take your conversation away from prying ears. Please, for your safety and happiness.
Happiness.
Yvette is at this point like taking the bullet out of the gun and like putting all the stuff away and trying to not make eye contact while they fiddle with things.
I'm not sure I know what that is anymore, Lyra.
Oh.
Well, start it.
Kin just kind of looks to Sid because this is the only familiar person they know, and just go, "Do you want to get out of here?"
So it's just kind of look at Yvette.
They're looking like down at the ground, not making eye contact.
Do you have anything to say to me?
Not right now.
You can't even start with a goddamn apology. Come on, I'm
This
buying you
is-
another round, Sid.
And Sid just watches for a minute longer.
I have a super quick logistical question. Where is the ring? Do you have it or did you like drop it on the ground?
It's still in their hand. And if it would have been anything other than platinum, it would have been broken.
Oh shit.
Or magical.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's around this time.
Sid holds it up and goes, well, if you don't have anything to say to me, you can hold on to this until you do.
me.
Oh.
Why don't
Oh my god.
Are
This is
they
rough.
holding it out or like throwing it?
They're holding it out to see if they'll respond to that.
They're gonna just finally actually look up at Sid, and they look so heartbroken, and they slowly sort of like walk up and shakily like put their hand out to take the ring. Still, but not like looking at them now. They're like looking down at the ring in their hand.
Sid's going to put it in their hand, and as they do, say, I wish you would have said something. And then we'll turn around.
Canda's gonna wait for Sid to kind of like pass her and then just follow after them, kind of like glare daggers a little bit at Yvette. And then just follow.
Okay, at this point, Vinny, you said when Sprig showed up, so I'm gonna say that she saw the rest of this conversation. She's just gonna look at Yvette and Lyra and wave.
Hello, friend.
Just
And she's gonna like fly over to them and she's gonna be like, all right, that was a mess. I'm gonna follow them because I feel like I would like to find out what just happened. But maybe we should not all do that. And then she's gonna
Correct.
look at Barbara and be like, "Ugh." And but you can come with if you'd like.
I think I'm just gonna go to work a little early.
Okay.
Let me know what happens.
Hello, Bara.
Well,
Hi, Lyra gives a hug to Lyra if Lyra wants one. Gives
Lyra would love
Or
one.
gives
Lyra
one- gives
Drew
one-
crafts a little flower.
gives one to Bells. If Bells gives hugs all around. Gives a high five with Healith.
that's just standing there
And then just
in their emo hours.
and then just like looks at Yvette and just gives a tap on the shoulder and walks away.
oh, Sprig is gonna like start after them, turn around and be like, "Good to see you're back in town, by the way. I'd love to catch up with you." And then turn around and go back and follow.
Oh,
I'm being semi. I don't really want Kind to see me, so I'm gonna try to not.
Sure, Lyra I think has a thing before you disappear, and then
yeah. Lyra very quickly druid crafts a. This is gonna sound so weird. Let's do. Oh man, do I do this one or you know what? We're just gonna a Venus flytrap, which actually it represents strength and courage.
Okay.
That's actually
So
really
she
cute.
drew
I
crafts a
really
little
love that.
Venus flytrap and is like, please give this to Sid and tell them they're welcome at the greenhouse when they wish.
Of course. Oh, Lyra, as a
Yes.
side note, you're famous and worshipped, so you might want to take that into consideration. And then she's just gonna fly off.
Wait, what? Looks at Hela.
yeah, the Lady Twilight shrines. We passed by like 3 on the way in.
I thought they were talking about someone else.
I
A different Lady Twilight.
Why would they make me famous?
it's little you, a little the bard, little lot of things. The Brady Bunch it. Just look up.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But I would like to go and check in with the farmers if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yvette, would you like to come with us?
Sure. Oh yeah.
And
I don't really have any plans anymore, so yeah.
Lyra sidles up to Yvette and says, would you like a hug?
Yes, please.
Lyra gives
Bells is gonna get Bells is gonna get in on that hug.
Yeah. Like it's one of those like super warm hugs where like, you know, it's nice, you know. And holds
They
on
need
and
that.
yeah.
As
Lyra whispers in Yvette's ears, "It's going to be okay. I promise."
as this is going on, as you guys are having this very touching moment, Tingu, the bugbear in charge of Ashton Industrial, comes and says, "I think you are the person I am looking for. You are the well, Vinny actually just forgot the name. You're the Lady Twilight, right? The infamous, the beloved throughout the city."
Still has her arm kind of around Yvette. It's like, "Yes, I am. Would you give me a minute? We're having a moment here."
Of course, and backs up a few feet.
Thank you. You can go stand over there with my partner. Thank you. And goes back to giving Yvette a hug.
Looks around, sees Healith just like waves a hand, and he's like,
He was like, yeah, it's me.
Yvette's still holding on like, "You have to let me know when a hug is long enough because I don't know."
I don't know either.
Bells.
It's the right amount of time.
I don't
Bells
know.
will
It feels
take
like it's been 20 minutes.
Bells.
When they say that, Bells will take charge and say, "This has been a long enough hug now. You can separate."
Okay. Thank you.
They pull away and have like a little moment. They like lift up their glasses for a second and like wipe a couple of tears and immediately put it back on. Like, all right.
Yvette takes off the cloak, wraps it around Yvette,
You keep
and
calling
says,
yourself a
"There you
bitch.
go." Do I?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Lyra. Because I'm thinking about Yvette. I'm like, all right, Lyra takes off the cloak, puts it around Yvette, and says, "It's going to be okay. You have friends." And then walks off to deal with this Tengu bitch.
4 layers
Pingu.
of clothes.
What?
Another layer. Yeah. Yeah. Yvette is fully clothed.
Lyra has no concept of this shit.
Yeah.
She's just like, comfort.
Heat stroke.
That makes for a
Bells
funny
will see
plot
this.
point later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tingu.
Once
Yeah.
the-
Well, when that ring goes dark. What's up, Bells?
Once Lyra walks off, Bells will carefully take the cloak off and be like, "She means well, but it is too hot for this."
It's sheer fabric,
What?
okay? It's straight up a sheer fabric.
On top of their fucking like thick black cloak and their sweater, it's probably not making much of a difference.
God. Anyways, Lyra, talking to Healith, you see Tingu, this big, like rotund, bugbear individual who is like talking and chatting with Healith for a few moments. Healith seems very confused, which.
Apologies for my behavior earlier. It was very rude. How can I help you?
No, we're taking care of the people that you gotta take care of. I totally get that.
Yes, my friends are most important.
As they should be. I'm Tingu. I'm part of Ashen Industrial. We've been bringing you fertilizer. We've been helping trying to revitalize the city recently. I hear you're the one who started it all, though. You and I believe Sprig is the name of the orator who told your tale. And I
Yes.
was hoping, if you have the time today, we trying to get people before we have a little concert that's hopefully going to go on in the main area near the fountain, you know, the person who serves the ice cream near that area. We'd love for you to talk to the people because you have been quite an inspiration to them already, and we would love even like 30 seconds, like just a little blip of you just telling them how you've been helping and the good things you've been doing. It doesn't need to be long, but I mean, if you're not comfortable with that, we totally understand.
I would love to talk to the people. However, I question why I would talk about myself when the festival is about the people.
That's a great fact, and you're welcome to talk about the people to the people. Would be great with that either. We would just love to have you take a chance to speak with them. You see that, like, he took a quick pause. He was like, yeah, shit. And backstepped on
Thank you
there.
very much. I would love to. May I ask you, who told you we needed fertilizer? When I left, you had not come into town.
we've just been bringing in supplies for all people. We have been bringing in magical devices. He holds up like this little like hand cone thing, and like he speaks through it, and his voice gets the thaumaturgy effect of like getting really loud for a moment. And he's like, "We're bringing all types of fun toys to this city," and then like puts it back down. It's like things to entertain, things to help things grow. We're just trying to cover all the bases because this city is in an upheaval, an upswing, and we want to make sure it keeps going that way.
I love helping things grow.
Perfect. So, like, whenever is good for you. I mean,
how are you helping things grow?
With the fertilizer, mainly bringing the fertilizer. I personally, I don't have a green thumb. Unfortunately, they're a little browner. But you know,
green thumb.
Yes.
Yes. Do most people have green thumbs?
Hila takes a moment to explain this this specific form of.
I'm sorry, I don't understand metaphors very well.
Yep, it's like
I'm a lot like a man named Drax like that.
Awful.
I'm so sorry.
Awful. Just awful.
No, you know it isn't. You love it.
You are absolutely disgusting, Poppy.
You
it was great.
If you thought it wasn't.
I love the implication, Lyra, that somehow, or Poppy, that somehow Lyra got exposed to Marvel and
Little Shop of
Horrors.
Yes.
Lady Twilight does go cross-dimensionally. It's just true now.
It's part of my powers. I ride a thorn bush across the dimension.
That sounds terrifyingly awful.
That sounds like the most uncomfortable street stride I've ever heard of.
It's actually quite comfortable.
Yeah, and so he goes just like, so before the concert, would you be willing to just come speak? Whatever you want to speak about, however you wish to inspire the people?
Of course. Who's playing?
We have a lovely fire genasi named Parch Bowerdoon. They have been rocking the street corners all over the place for the last few weeks. They are part of Ashen Industrial. I love hearing them play. Do you have a issue? They're a little fire-based. Fire's good for some plants, right? He says completely.
Well, there are certain types of farming that utilize fire for encouraging new growth, but overall, no, fire is not good for plants or establishing a community.
Right. So warmth, not fire. Warmth.
Yes. Warmth is good. The sun gives us warmth, and it allows things to grow, and warmth is what helps us to keep each other close.
All right. I knew I could count on Sid and Ken to talk to you, and I'm glad they got you interested in this. I'm glad you're up for this. And Sid, yeah.
How do you know Sid?
Sid works for me.
Since when?
Since we came into the city, probably about 2 to 3 months ago.
I see. 1 second, please, and walks over to Yvette. It's like, do you want to know anything about Sid at the moment, or should I keep it to myself?
Ask me again after, 6 drinks.
Okay, please be safe.
Bells?
And if you're gonna faint somewhere, please do it at the greenhouse. There's a loft ready already upstairs. Okay.
What did you say,
And
Bells?
a very comfortable couch. Or bed, if you want the bed. Okay.
At that point, Bells is going to link arms with Yvette if they'll allow it, and they're gonna go to drink together.
Keyleth hands off one of his other mixtures to Bells as you flutter by to give to Yvette.
Please tell me that's not the carrot one or the parsnip one.
No more carrots. Okay, the parsnip was one time.
The parsnip was not a good idea.
It's okay for shots. It really isn't good for me though.
We do not need to create a drink that reminisces the giving ceremony of thankfulness.
what you're saying is, as
We
long
don't
as you
need
can't
turkey,
taste the parsnips,
cranberry,
it's fine.
parsnips. We don't need a drink based on turkey, cranberry, parsnips, and mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Or collard greens.
He
Bells will
nods.
take a sip of the drink. Bells takes a sip of the drink because they're always down to try Gila's drink just to see what it tastes like before passing it off to Yvette.
That's gonna again as quickly as they can.
Oh,
Chug it
God.
down.
This one.
I don't think they have had drinks, but not a lot.
Yep. No.
Oh,
No,
God.
this is going to be an experience. You're going to be rolling this Constitution saving throw with disadvantage because you just downed 2 full drinks of some home-brewed shit.
That is a 13.
13. All right, you're still doing okay.
Proof.
You're still doing. Yeah, no, this one's pretty gnarly, but gnarly in a good way. It's actually very flavorful. It tastes like a fruit salad. Like, it's too smooth. It's like too smooth.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just tastes like fruit. He's like, okay, no more vegetables, so we're just gonna overload it with intoxicated fruits.
Nice.
Bells is gonna look at him after they take the drink and be like, "You're improving.
Did you like that one?
Better than the carrots."
It's called.
Pretty good.
Anything is better than carrots.
It's called the Twilight Sky.
I like this sometimes. Aww.
They roll their eyes at that ridiculousness.
I would hold up my sign, but
Byron-
I'm using it for my character
Oh
sheet right
my
now.
God. It's just like, you're the sweetest.
But no carrots.
You are the dawn to my twilight.
Gross.
I think I just got a cavity.
You're gonna have to say that again while Sprig is around.
Quite. So you can add that to the story.
Twilight.
Okay. As that's going on, we're gonna switch back to Sid because now we got Sid back. Sid, as you are walking away, about 10 feet behind you is Kind, and about like somewhere in the distance is also Sprig. You don't notice Sprig, or at least Kind doesn't notice Sprig. Hopefully, is the goal. I'm trying to.
Yeah, definitely. Kind is not paying attention to Sprig.
Yeah.
So
So first,
kind of like
Sprig
jogs
is-
a bit.
before you guys go,
Oh, sorry.
Sid, what is your state of mind and where are you currently going? Because that directs a lot of what everybody else is going to be doing behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just at this point, like, so overcome with everything and also exhausted, doesn't know what to do, and is kind of basically blindly walking home. Like, you know how sometimes you will drive home, no music on, and like suddenly be home.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. Depression. Anyway, so depression. So yeah, they're just kind of like one foot in front of the other, walking towards the graveyard.
That's fair. Alright, so as that's going on, Kind, you are falling behind, and Sprig, I don't know how you're going to hide, but like you can fly, so we'll just be imaginative and say you're getting a bird's eye view or something. Unless you're specifically...
Yeah, I'm not like hiding. I'm just trying to like watch around building corners or whatever and not be like super obvious that I'm following.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so Kind, you're
10,
10-15 feet away, I guess. Sid?
Yeah. And she's gonna just like jog to like catch up and try to fall into step with the Sid, but kind of doesn't know what to say in the moment. So just walks quietly with them for like I feel like a good minute, and then just goes, do you want to talk about it?
Before I answer that, for point of record, Sid doesn't live in the graveyard anymore. However, they are so distraught that out of habit, they're walking back to the graveyard. And then Sid just doesn't ignore you, but doesn't seem to even register that you said anything.
Yeah. Okay, so then if Sid doesn't or hasn't like frequented the graveyard with Kind or anything like that, then she'll ask, so why can I ask why we're going to a graveyard?
Sid will like stop and be like, right. And then we'll turn around and return to whatever tavern they happen to be staying in or wherever they're working.
Kent is just gonna follow them.
Okay.
Like, we've only known each other for a couple months. I don't really know how to handle this situation. I know I kind of spoke out of pocket before, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Sprig, you watch this like full stop and then like 180 turn happen with these two.
Would I notice Sprig at that point following?
That's what I was gonna have happen. So I need a perception check from Sid with disadvantage, Ken's normal, and Kareen, roll me a stealth check.
Shit. I rolled a 19 again. Plus 2, so that's a 21.
Noise.
Ooh, I also got a 19. What do I add to that is the question.
I think you think that he's at stealth, correct?
Freaking yeah, stealth is what I'm rolling.
Yep.
16.
Stealth.
What?
Stealth.
Oh, okay.
We have a 16 and a 21, I think.
I'm sorry, I'm navigating the freaking app.
No, you're fine.
There we go. Okay. I was like, I don't know where things are. 22.
Oh shit.
You're blending into the backgrounds.
Ooh.
All that green.
With the green, bright neon green almost.
Like you do. Sprig, are you getting involved?
Necrolions.
Are you getting involved at all, or are you just watching? Like, is this whole venture you just watching these two, or what's going on?
I think I'm gonna wait until they come. Well, they did a 180 and they're basically walking back towards where I'm at, right?
Pretty close to.
Rough general direction.
I'm gonna act natural, like I just saw them out of the crowd. Act natural is like terrible idea for this party. But I'm gonna come up and be like, I'm gonna come up and be like, Sid?
Hello, Sprig.
Hey, you've been out traveling for forever. I didn't know you were back in town.
I've actually been back for a bit.
Oh, you didn't mention it. Are you okay?
Sprig, I know that you know that I am not okay.
I mean, yes, I do know that. You kind of told me as much when you left. But right this minute, what's up?
They came back.
Yvette did.
Yeah, but they didn't want anything to do with me.
That's out of character. Do you know why?
You know, I don't, in fact, because they wouldn't say a word to me.
That's frustrating. Do you want to come to my place? I can get you a cup of tea.
Yeah, it's probably the best place to go, honestly.
It'll be relatively safe. Will warn you. And she'll lower her voice dramatically so that other people cannot hear and just be like, the masks are sometimes in our house, so kind of unavoidable when you have Bar and Shiv living with you. So be careful what you say, but you're welcome to come.
That's fine. I don't think I'll say much of anything. If that's all right with you.
And is this your friend? Sorry, I'm terribly, terribly sorry not to be rude. I just didn't. More concerned about my friend at the moment.
No, you're fine. I'm also more concerned about them as well. I'm Kent. Nice to meet you. Thank you for if you're one of Sid's friends, thank you for not just attacking me out of the blue. I guess.
She looks exactly like the one that did attack you.
Right. Wait. Okay. Yeah. So then Candace just staring like, is this bitch gonna fire at me again? And it's like, you literally fired off a spell at me. What do you mean you did? What do you mean? Is this your new friend? Like, who the hell are you?
He has a twin.
You must have met my sister.
I'm sorry. So twin. Okay.
Her name is Bell. She goes by Bells, and I go by Sprig. It is good to meet you. I think.
Right. Okay. If
I
you're
mean,
not firing spells off of me, then we're cool. I'm Kin. Nice to meet you.
why did she fire a spell at you?
That's a very good question. You should ask your sister.
Good to know. All right. Well, warning, she might be coming by later this evening as well. So
All right. Well, if she behaves, I'll behave. So, you know.
Alright.
I mean,
I
assuming
would not
you want me to
count on
come with
that.
you, Sid,
Sprig makes a look on her face that looks like she's doing actual calculations in her head. She's like, well,
That one meme.
She's like, I think they've got enough. They've been giving fireworks and alcohol to people. I don't know why. They just keep doing it. So I think they might be fulfilled on their chaos quota, but I'm not sure. So I will warn her before she gets back to the apartment not to attack you, and we will do our best. But if you are having issues, then perhaps we should go back to my place and discuss.
Go back to my place and discuss. You watch another one of these parrots just randomly take.
That.
Oh, those things are fucking creepy. I hate it.
That has got to be torture.
I hate it. I hate it.
You have no idea.
I fire a witch bolt at the fucking
I
parrot.
have a question about the parrots.
Yep.
Or no, I'm sorry, magic missile.
Okay.
Do the parrots work like the freaking gray African ones that I can't remember the actual name of that mimic people's actual voices?
Sure.
Or do they have their own voice?
I don't know enough about that specific bird. I was just having it mimic things like, I don't know, like parrots or ravens or other birds.
I just want to know if it's like Kenku's and it sounds like the same voice.
It sounds identical.
It's
like a mockingbird, mockingjay. Like it's pretty identical. It's like you're getting an exact thing.
Yeah, that's got to be torture.
Yeah, so I cast magic missile and fire 3 darts at that sucker. And it's 1d4 plus 1 per missile. So I got 5, 5, and 3 for a total of 13.
Okay. You fire. When it explodes, you hear it go, "Mama!"
It goes what?
Mama.
Ken just kind of cringes and goes, well, that was real unsettling.
It actually sounds like Sid's voice.
Oh, bitch.
So what it sounds like is maybe...
Say...
Fuck is wrong with you? Little shit.
Vincent.
Fuck you.
What the hell
Come on.
today? What is wrong with you? How
Vincent.
dare you? How dare you?
You bastard.
It's our fault. We started late. We started late and upset him.
We're not even at the word. Yeah, I was gonna say, you're not even getting to the part where I punish you guys yet.
No. Punish yourselves enough.
The emotional
Sid
pain
just
is bad enough.
stops.
Hold on. I'm just gonna check my spells real quick. Do I have silence is the question. I do not. That sucks. Yeah. That was not... Alright. Let's go to my place.
Sure.
It's having a bad day.
It's having a bad day.
You had a bad day. Okay, I'm done.
That's all we get, folks.
You're not maybe anymore. You can't do that.
Yeah, I
We
know.
also have not licensed that music, so
Nope.
and we're not good.
Fuck it.
It's a good band, but
Yeah. So Sid just follows along, eyes on the ground. Just this sucks.
I have a
that's
question.
not good.
Would Sid have told Kind about the party, like in passing, like given names and like what people do, or no?
Probably like bits and pieces, so you can kind of assume.
Okay.
Because like it wouldn't have been all at once, but it would have been like, oh yeah, we had you know this bard. Oh yeah, we had so like you would have a good idea.
Would they have talked about Yvette at all though?
Yes. Yeah,
Hey,
no, we talked about that.
bonding moment.
Drunken bonding is the best bonding.
Yeah, drunk bonding. So Kind will just try to like make polite conversation with Sprig. Like processing their name after a second and kind of remembers, oh right, I think Sid mentioned to her before. So Sprig, you're a bard, right?
Yes, I tell stories. She's like kind of fiddling with her with the hand harp that's like at her waist, tied around her waist. And playing like kind of like a lullaby or like something soothing from their hometown as they're walking and talking to kind of just provide background and to help hopefully distract Sid. That's the goal here. So she's gonna say, yes, I tell stories. I make music, but I do not sing. That's the gist of it, essentially. What do you do?
Oh, well, I'm a wizard of sorts. Learn all the spells, collect as much knowledge as you can, all that good stuff. Do you by any chance have any interesting stories about like time travel or interdimensional travel? Like those are the things that kind of fascinate me right now that I've been researching. So I'm just wondering.
I don't know if I have that information. Benny, do you want to tell me, or should I roll and decide myself?
Roll a history check.
That was not a great roll, but we'll see. Oof. Okay. 11. Yeah.
Time travel and stuff? No. As this conversation does go on, as you're like walking by though, or walking back to your place though, you do see, because it's not too far away from where the chancery is, because like, if she's helping you get space, there's only so much reach that she has. But like, you walk by Vasul, who like has an ice cream cone, and he's just like licking it and sees you and just kind of like gives you a nod and says, she's still wondering when you're going to bring her something to tinker with, by the way. And just, like, continues walking on.
I'm brainstorming.
Ken kind of squints and just looks at Sprig and goes, what? What was that about?
He's a friend. That's all she says on the subject.
Right. But who's tinkering? Are you like a artificer or?
No, and I don't believe she is either. It's just kind of a hobby for her.
Hobby for her?
Hi.
Those birds are real fucking creepy.
I have so much fun with these guys.
Who the fuck hired these things? I hate them.
Why aren't you talking about like the interim of life and death or whatever? Like, come on.
You see.
That sounds foreboding. I'm sorry. The interim of life and death.
It's a story, darling.
Life and death.
I will share it with you later.
Life and death.
Bird, can you shut the fuck up?
Thank you.
Fuck up.
That's
fuck up.
A little better.
Fuck up.
Oh gosh.
So we lost maybe, and instead we gained these ridiculous.
Yes.
Are these birds gonna stay? That's the question.
They were brought over by Ashen Industrial as part of the amusement that they've brought to the general public.
Consumerism.
But are they staying beyond the festival? That's what I want to know.
I mean, animals are
'cause
animals, man.
It's gonna be frustrating.
Anyways, as you guys walk back to Sprig's place eventually, we can shift back to either Bells, Lyra, or Yvette, depending on what you three are doing separately or together or whatever the hell is going on there.
Bells and Yvette are going to get drunk together.
That's right.
Tavern.
There is the Fairweather Tavern where you guys were staying. There's the Driftwood Drop if you want something more expensive with a nice view. Or you can go to the Chancery where you get free drinks and people are down to fist fight. Like, it's...
That will probably leave it up to Bells. They're just kind of along.
Belle will probably just pull him to the old tavern where they stayed before.
Cool. And from Belle's past experience, they had karaoke, or at the very least, Belle's made them have karaoke. So, like, y'all can do some drunken sing-alongs and shit.
Yvette's gonna go sit at the bar real quick and just get very sad and go, "This is where we had our first kiss."
Oh.
I need a drink.
Like
Can
three.
we do like a parallel of like one of them drinking at the bar and then like said drinking at Sprig's?
Sure. In the back.
One's getting tea and the other's getting sloshed.
Oh, they're super not drinking tea. They would refuse outright to drink tea. It is liquor or nothing.
I mean, I'm sure Sprig has that to provide as well.
I have no doubt.
If not one of
they
the
know who's coming in and out of that house.
If not one of the others, probably too. But yeah.
Bells would make a comment to the barmaid, just like, "Don't stop. Just let's keep them coming."
She nods. She's familiar with that.
toss-
She's had you
and-
guys.
And just toss a handful of gold on the counter.
You see, there's like some regulars, but there's also some new people here who like hear Yvette and just look and watch the face journey that Yvette just went on, and then just kind of like churn away slowly. Yeah, you guys. Depending on how active that conversation gets, you might have some people who are watching just out of like sheer melodrama curiosity. Or if
Bells isn't gonna push it. Bells isn't gonna push it if Yvette wants to talk about it. Cool. If not, they're just gonna drink with them.
If Bells asks like anything at this point, Yvette's probably gonna start talking.
They'll give them a drink or two, and then they'll, ask. So what happened?
Fucking gods. Fucking gods happened. Not fucking gods. That didn't happen, but
Oh,
not as a
God,
verb,
God.
as an adjective. A participle.
Bells absolutely mutters, "Oh, how I'd love to fuck a god," when you say that.
Let me know if you do, because there's certain ways with the essence of gods that you can use to kill them. So let me know
That's
if
nasty.
you decide to do that.
That's fucking nasty. You nasty. You need Jesus.
So Yvette wants to kill God. Interesting.
Fuck them, kill them.
Black Widow, that shit.
Yes.
Get Bells to have a genuine relationship with a god and fuck him. And then if that would be like, right.
Wine him, dine him, end of
That's
the time.
Brody behind the curtain, like, bang, bang, motherfucker.
Buddy.
We've been doing a really good job of not derailing this whole session. But
it's been pretty good.
This might kill us.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
It's fine. Yeah, I mean, you guys are able to get drunk. Bells, you're getting some of the conversation where Yvette starts just yammering about God essence, and it's
Yeah. They're probably not making a lot of sense, but they do.
Yeah.
They're probably like mumbling a bit about like I need to learn more about that fucking metal and the mask bitch. And oh my God, I was so stupid. Why didn't I just say something when I left? Why didn't I say something now? Other fucking beings are so weird.
George just barks, looking sad next to you.
George! Yvette has gotten George like up on the table and is like just into his side.
George is a big boy now, so you do that.
He is a big boy.
And
He's a
the
big boy
barmaid is like
laying on the bar
and looks to Bells.
The barmaid starts to. Yeah, no, Bells goes.
Yvette's gonna also cast blink on themselves so that every time George blinks into the ethereal plane, Yvette blinks with him, so they can just keep chilling in their same position.
I love the use of spell slots for this shit. It's amazing.
This is some fantasy high bullshit.
It's great. I love
I
it.
cast
really
ray of
is.
sickness on her.
How does the blink work? Quick question.
Just phasing.
George is a blink dog.
They're both just phasing in and out of existence continuously.
We every once in a while just blink into the ethereal plane and we are gone and then come right back in the same position.
The first time it happens, Bells just like, what the fuck? And then they come back and they're like, okay. And then they're kind of rolling with the punches at this point.
It's enrichment. He doesn't like blinking by himself. So.
That's amazing.
At some point,
This is how we go on walks usually, but I don't want to go on a walk right now.
That's fantastic.
Bells has Ziggy land on Yvette's shoulder and has Ziggy just preening Yvette's hair, just some kind of like hopefully comforting thing.
JJ flops up from one of Yvette's necklaces, the little skeletal bat, and goes in and starts like playing with Ziggy. All the animals are having a great time.
They're playing together and preening.
Yeah.
All right. So as you
Frank and
two,
Joe are sitting at a table.
have you been keeping them up,
right.
or have you let them?
Yes.
Okay. Sid, you are at Sprig's place. It's not bad.
Yeah, I think
Pretty good.
Sid is gonna get like decently drunk, not like blackout, but like at that point will leave Sprig's place to try and avoid the other people that are probably going there, and will actually make their way back to the graveyard just to kind of walk around. Even though they don't have the same relationship with it anymore, it still holds a little bit of comfort, and so they just kind of stroll around there.
Before you leave her house, Sprig is absolutely going to attempt to make you promise to come back to sleep there. I don't care when you come back. Spend as much time doing what you need to, but please don't just end up sleeping on the streets or in a random inn. Like, I would like to make sure you're safe.
I will try my best.
Kind.
If you don't, I'm gonna be sending you messages and expecting a response.
I think that's more than fair.
I believe Kind is also there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kind is right there, and it's just like, I feel like it's when they get up to leave, and Sid is like good and drunk, and Kind is probably gonna follow them just to like, make sure they don't fall asleep in a sewer or something like that. But we'll just turn to Sprig and mumble like, "Listen, if you have sending, you can hit me up anytime. But I'll keep an eye on him.
Thank you.
This
And-
isn't my first rodeo."
Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny because they're a cowboy.
I just took 4 points of psychic damage.
My
Hear
God,
it once,
man.
at least. There's gonna be more cowboy.
You know,
ones.
it's funnier when you explain the joke.
Sprig's gonna just say it again, and you come back too. You're welcome to stay the night here. I expect you're going to be hanging out with Sid. I'm gonna go make sure none of my other friends got hurt or in trouble or blackout drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm assuming is Sid just like starting to like walk down the street and just like hobble their way along? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kind is gonna turn to Sprig real quick and just be like, "Listen, I'm sure there's some kind of misunderstanding with Yvette, but as you can see, they fucked up. And I kind of jumped the gun when I ran into Yvette earlier, so
The gun.
fuck you. So no harm, no foul, but just I don't know. Maybe if I don't know how much information you have, I only have so much, but maybe clarify the situation for them, because from what I can see, from what I know, Sid deserves better. And then she's just gonna start walking away.
okay.
Oh.
Sprig's
Didn't
not
mean it
gonna
like that, but
respond.
like deserves better treatment. Deserves better treatment is what I was trying to say. Sorry, let me clarify.
But is all you say deserves better? Do I
No,
need to
deserves
roll an
better
insight to
treatment.
know the meaning?
Deserves better
Okay.
treatment was what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. It's almost 11 o'clock and I need to eat.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. You guys end that conversation. Kind, you're following Sid back to the graveyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're keeping eyes on Sid.
Sprig,
But not gonna say shit about the graveyard.
where's you going? Are you looking for Yvette, Lyra, Bells? Because they're all only 2 of them are together.
I'm gonna check in with Bara first because I probably know where she is more than anybody else.
Sure.
Explain what I know of what's happening, and
Sure.
then be like, I guess I'll see you tonight back at home.
Sure. We'll do that in a second. Lyra, what are you up to? You're still muted.
You're muted.
We know what you said there.
You didn't hear how I said it though, and that's all that matters because I
Wait,
sounded
didn't
like
have to?
Yeah.
No,
I was
you
not looking
did.
at the captions.
All right. Anyways, I guess Lyra is walking to the concert because she's like, Yvette's in good.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Lyra froze, and we lost 2 of them.
Ah, I'm here.
Okay.
You're back.
You're back. Continue.
Hi. I never froze. Y'all never froze. So
He froze.
All right.
well, fuck it then. Okay. Anyways, Lyra is walking, I guess, to the concert thing and is thinking like, Yvette's in good hands with Bells. I suppose Bells has a better handle on this kind of thing than I do. Bells knows more about relationships than Lyra does. So Lyra's like, yeah, no, Bells got this.
Yeah.
And she trusts Sprig to take care of Sid. She's kind of thinking about Kin. She's like, I don't know what to make of it because on the one hand, Kin seems to care about her friend. But on the other hand, Kin also bullied her other friend. And she's like, friends don't behave that way even in taking care of others. No one should behave that way to anyone. So, and Lyra, I guess she's like muttering this to herself, and Healeth hears.
Is listening.
And
Yeah.
like, it can lead to a conversation or not, but
No, he's
as
there
they're walking.
for support as you guys are like approaching the concert stage, which is set up kind of like with the sea and the sky as the backdrop. So like they're like a makeshift stage. Like they moved Earth and just like raised it like 5-10 feet so it was higher. So like as you guys are walking towards that, there are people in the crowd. You see other people with like cones that are also like asking people to come over. But he was just like, not everyone. We hit a really good stride, and not everyone else has hit that stride yet. So I think it's a lot for all of them to work with. I'm not going to pretend to understand any of it.
Why? I wonder about the actions of people. They don't make sense to me ever. Well, sometimes they do, but other times I don't understand. Like Yvette. And though I don't understand Yvette's actions, that doesn't mean that they're not my friend. And the same goes for Sid. Why can't people sit down and talk?
Don't know everybody well enough. Not everyone has the capability to just... They should learn. You would think they'd learn. Hung out with us long enough. Hung out with you long enough. Hung out with maybe long enough.
I mean, when a plant is dying, you sit down and you learn about why. You watch it, and you try to help it. Shouldn't you do the same with people?
I think sometimes people also cut the weeds that hurt the rest of the plants. So sometimes you can't tell with people which it is. Like you can with the plant.
I suppose not everyone has a green thumb. Even with people.
You hear Tengu, who's just walking with you guys. Yeah. Has no idea what's going on.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot you were there.
Sorry, I was just escorting you. I can...
Right, no,
my apologies.
I would actually love to hear more about this business that you help run.
Sure. Did you want to hear about before or after? Like he's like pointing to like the stage. That's
I would like to hear before. Are we almost there?
You're like 50 feet away.
Will you give me an overview, please?
Sure. We make magical items and magical products in general that are made to help the everyday person. Not every individual can afford the capability to learn magic or has the capability to learn magic, even though we've tried to make some of that grow with our Shape Water little game over there to help kids like learn about magic. We think magic could be the root of a lot of...
I do not understand the directions for that game. You should be much more clear about that game.
That's... Shoot. I hope there hasn't been too much confusion.
But I did make that, and I point at Helix's hair and the water lily. I did make that, and it's like massive.
Oh, water,
it's like covering like half of his face.
Lily, I got you. Okay. I will make clear instructions for next time. This is good to know.
Thank you.
Progress. But yes, so like we make devices that make cleaning clothes easier, so that way people don't have to spend their time doing the labor for it, so they can make it a quicker progress. We make fertilizer, which helps enrich the oxygen in plants and nitrogen to help them grow a little faster. Basically, it's just a way to make life quicker and easier for everybody, to make it a little more time to enjoy yourself. Is the best way I guess I could put it.
Though I do beg the question, if you do not know what you've worked for, how can you enjoy it?
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Huh? One of the birds. Just
What a delightful creature. What is it?
Quite a charmer. We call it a charming jay. It just has a cute little talking ability.
Curious name for a mimic.
A mimic. A mimic.
There are plants out in the wild that do the same thing with its appearance.
You watch his eyes go wide in horror, kind of like Viddy's when learning this new fact. Vinny did not know this.
There's a plant called the pitcher plant, and on the inside it is a deadly stomach acid adjacent liquid on the inside, and on the outside there is a nectar, and the nectar attracts bugs and sometimes small mammals and reptilian, and they fall in and they are digested.
Oh, I did know this. I thought you were saying a plant made noises to attract prey, and I was like, that's the most terrifying plant I've ever heard of.
There are also plants that do that. Again, there is one that says, "Feed me, Seymour," constantly.
I
It's
hate
quite annoying.
I hate it so much. That's great.
And the pitcher plant has a cousin that looks just like it. However, it does not have the stomach acid, and it is not poisonous, but it mimics the appearance so that it does not get eaten by larger animals.
That is interesting. I am learning a lot about plants in this very short amount of time.
There's also a fungus that could kill you on the spot.
As you're explaining all these plants not far away, Sprig, Bara is working this event. Like, this is where they got the security because they didn't want, like, again, security for a concert. So Bara is just at the edge of one of them, and you're able to find her pretty easily. But she's not too far away from this, and she's just kind of watching Lyra having this conversation. So
Lyra's talking about the most deadly plant.
Can we say that I stopped to grab food and brought her food?
Sure. Just before we go to that, Ken, do you guys any hand raise?
I just have a question.
Sure.
What were the birds called?
Charming Jays.
Charming Jays, okay.
Charming Jays.
Because I'm too tired to come up with something else that's adorable.
No, I think that's cute.
What a cute
if
name
not
for
a
something I
misnomer.
despise so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds a little innocuous.
I'm sure it does. But yeah, Sprig, you're able to come grab food, and you find name. Wow, forgot my NPC. Bara. Bara's not too far away. Just watching this, you appear. She kind of jumps for a moment. She's like, I've just been listening to Lyra talk about the scariest plant life on the face of the planet.
And then Lyra says to Tengu, I have a lot of these samples at my greenhouse if you'd like to see them.
Sprig, we're never going back to that greenhouse. We're never going back to that greenhouse.
I wanted Bara to hear that.
That sounds like Lyra. Yes, that sounds accurate. Also, we can give the greenhouse a visit.
I don't want to. Now I am terrified. I would rather fight Vendetta and Sid at the same time than deal with whatever's in that greenhouse.
I don't blame you. I think we could ask Lyra to put the plants, to guide us in a path that we don't have to interact with those plants. But if you don't want to go, then we do not have to go. That is fine. I will probably end up going to the greenhouse.
That's fair. You can fly. I'd be on the ground. I feel like that's easy picking for plants. Bara just has like an unhinged fear of plant life now, thanks to Lyra.
I'm curious how much jungle plant life is in Lyra's greenhouse, because flying may not actually be a good way to get away from jungle plant life, but that's beside the point. I'm not gonna go into that.
I can tell you how this whole place is laid out. Okay? If we have the time. Do we have the time?
No.
Not right now.
We can open next session with it. But not right now. Because we have we're almost at time, and I just want to get to a good wrapping point. I love you too. So we got 2 drinking at the bar. You watch Parch, who maybe Sprig knows Parch from being around and being a bard here. Laura, you probably haven't met this person, but it's Genasi, again, bare-chested, with a flaming ponytail almost, and they just say, Tengu, gotta start it so then we can start it. They do some weird hand motions, being stage. And he goes, right. Lyra, sorry, do you have time to go up now, or is
I do.
Okay.
Would now be a good time, or would I'm sorry. What are your pronouns?
They them, sweetheart.
Would you like to go first, Bart?
No, you are the opening act. I am going after you. Well, opening act? Yeah, sure, opening act.
I'm so pleased to be followed by such a warm person. Thank you.
They give a bow. Warm person, warm person, warm person.
Ooh, how much psychic damage was that?
Lyra is iconic.
When that happens with the birds, I'm gonna look at Bara and just be like, yeah, so that's torture. Incarnate for Sid. And becoming a little bit for me too. I'm not enjoying this.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Tengu escorts you on stage. Or Lyra, yeah, you had a hand raised. Sorry.
I was just gonna ask, do I see Sprig and Bara?
Oh, I'm assuming so. It's giant.
Okay, I just give a little wave and be like, "Hi, come visit the greenhouse."
eyes wide.
Like,
Spreading the greenhouse agenda.
wait. Look at Bara like, I know there are some plants that I think you would really enjoy. I hope that you come. It would break my heart.
Tengu is just like trying to gesture to the stage, and we're gonna go to the stage if you're gonna do it, so we can move along a little bit. I understand you're a necromancer, but you can only kill the joke so much.
I'm not trying to kill anybody. I'm trying to make friends.
That's fair. So yeah, Lyra, Tengu goes up to the stage with his cone to give him like the thaumaturgy thing and says, "Hi, I know a lot of you know this wonderful entity here, Lady Twilight. And before we get started with our wonderful show, she just had a few words to share with you, the lovely citizens, to help encourage that prosperity and good nature feeling all of you have going. And you just do you know how to work this?" And kind of like passes you think.
I think I'll be okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And Lyra, in a loud voice that is very surprising. Yes. Sprig.
Sprig gives you bardic inspiration, by the way.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Lyra, y'all know Lyra. This is okay. Oh, let's see if I can do it louder. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. I'm so pleased to see everyone here. All my good friends and fellow farmers and workers of the land, all the children and women and men and everyone in between. I'm so pleased to see you all here. You've all done such amazing work. And I know this beautiful city will only grow larger because of you. It is through your strength, through your spirit, and through your tenacity that things have only flourished. Like a beautiful flower in the middle of winter, we are sitting in the dead, but we will rise and we will grow stronger. We are an evergreen that cannot be burnt, that cannot be rotted away. We will last forever, and your names will be remembered among the stars. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a good day.
Pretty awesome. Pretty excellent speech.
For mayor.
Lyra for mayor.
Oh wait, and she also says, also, I have a greenhouse if anyone wants to come see it. And thank you for helping out with my greenhouse. Bye.
Els and Yvette, what are you guys up to at the bar, besides like shoving back drinks?
Getting so drunk.
Okay.
So drunk.
Is that it, Bills? Or are you just helping with the drunkenness?
I mean, I guess it depends if there's anything going on in the bar. If that's probably sitting there fucking blinking in and out between planes while drinking, and also probably still like yammering off to Bells.
How long does Blink last?
I think it only lasts. It doesn't last super long.
Okay.
Like a minute. It's like a minute. So
Well,
they're sitting at sitting at the bar and they blink out of existence for a solid minute
a
with
while
their
and
dog.
just do that.
Yeah. And are just kind of talking along. And if there's anybody near them, they would probably also turn to them and be like, "Hello."
You watch a bird not far away go, "Hello," back at you.
I like to think that when Yvette blinks, JJ and Zay fluttering like right there waiting for Yvette to look back. And then immediately land back on his shoulder again.
Nice.
They've just taken over this bar. They've got a dog sitting on the bar. They've got a skeleton bat and an owl flying around. There's 2 skeletons sitting at a table. They're so loud.
There's so much alcohol going. I'm afraid to roll con save.
Do it.
Oh.
Both of you rolling one more. We'll just see how it is.
Normal or disadvantage again?
Disadvantage again. It's not like you're getting less drunk.
Am I at disadvantage as well?
No, straight roll.
Not bad. I've been actually rolling good. One of those, it's sad that it's a disadvantage because one of those was a nat 20.
Aw.
But
Mine's
I got
a dirty 20.
18.
18. All right. You guys are holding your liquor pretty well, and like as you are, like you see, like people are going outside to go see this concert. So like this place is like emptying pretty slowly.
That's impressive for Bells' size that they're holding their liquor.
No, it very much is.
Are there any sort of like bar games? Like, is there like a dartboard or anything?
Yeah, there's always dartboards / knife boards for people to just toss things into.
Yvette's gonna go play darts. Oh Jesus!
Bells will join them.
Nice. Sid and Kind, what are you guys up to? Like, or I guess Sid, what are you up to? What is Kind following along for?
Sid is probably at this point like in the graveyard, still pretty drunk, and like will sit down in the places that they used to set up their bedrolls.
Oh. Kind, what are you up to?
I feel like Kind is just I lost connection to the captions, but I feel like Kind is just sitting nearby Sid. Yeah, at a distance, but just kind of back against a gravestone, I guess. Just chilling, kind of rifling through her book. Sorry, Matcha's losing it right now. She actually probably pulls out the scroll that's holstered on her hip and starts scribbling in it. But Vinny, if you'll allow it, and I already checked with Ariel, Sid gets a sending message and just hears in their minds.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Here's Mama, I haven't failed you yet. Much improved. Where the hell have you been? Miss you. Fuck him up.
I will say you don't get that message.
What?
What?
You're not playing that character right now. You don't know what's going on. Sid, you have a nice daydream about a message from Maybe.
Oof.
Vinny. Ow.
Vincent, the fuck?
It's about to get worse, guys. Can roll me a perception check.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, in all fairness, Vinny, I think that might actually help.
That would make shit worse.
Nat 20?
To get them?
Mm-hmm. Nat 20.
You're not a frequenter of graveyards, I assume.
Nope.
just gonna assume.
On high alert, this is a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sid's in a moment, so doesn't notice a lot of this. It's very busy in here. Like there are people like around graves, like praying and talking to people. And as that's like going on, you also notice that on the spires, the walkways up that are all the new wooden walkways that are up, you can hear people are grunting and moving stuff. It says, "Come on, we need to set this up before this starts." And there seems like they're rolling some barrels along stage, and you can hear some people are setting some stuff up. You also notice Yvette is currently walking straight towards Sid.
Wait, what?
You see Yvette. You specifically see Yvette in a very different... Nope, same outfit. You haven't changed your outfit, have you, Yvette?
Nope.
You see Yvette in just currently walking straight towards Sid. And from the birds around you...
Dude's muttering some stuff up above, and then there's Yvette making a beeline for Sid.
And from around you on the... You can hear from the branches not too far away, you can hear... Have you thought about what would happen if you disappeared? In Sid's voice. If you disappeared. If you disappeared. And Sid, you remember saying this to Maybe after she took the Colto for the ride, and you were trying to explain to her, what happens if someone from the family just goes missing and is gone? And you just hear, you disappeared. You disappeared. And you watch as Yvette comes up to you, without a word, draws 2 pistols and pulls them. Yvette, at the bar. The door opens with a kick. And you watch as Sid in the Kelemvor armor comes up towards you. And as you are seeing... Man, I had them all written in order, and now I lost them all. Where is it? Damn, I lost the order of all my stuff. Makes me very sad. There we go. You hear the voice of Sid from a very common phrase that Maybe used to say, which says, "Stay down on the ground. Stay down on the ground. Stay down on the ground, you motherfucker." And you watch as the shovel gets pointed at you, and you hear a click of a gun.
What is happening?
Sprig and Lyra. Sprig, from not too far away, you hear from one of the birds, "The couple who has fallen in love under the stars. Under the stars. Under the stars." And you remember that story that you told Irona about the couple who fell in love under the stars as an explanation to why you were so curious about what was going on with your interests in Bara and Shiv and the powers that be. It was a short story. It was only one of the few you told, but you remember that phrase.
But that was... I also know that was a private conversation.
You do? But louder than that, you hear, as Lyra begins speaking, you hear from all of the birds and all of the hand cones at the same time. You hear Lyra's voice say, "I will kill you and laugh while doing it. I will kill you and laugh while doing it." And you watch as people in the audience get more and more fearful of Lyra as she talks, and they're getting scared and just like slowly begin backing away. And as that happens, you look up to one of the walkways where these people have been gathering to watch, and you watch about a dozen of them all say at the same time, "I'm sorry, Lady Twilight, for whatever we did wrong." And with their hands tied, they throw themselves over the edge. And you watch as the entire walkway throughout the city crumbles down. And simultaneously, you hear explosions come from the greenhouse. And Sid, you feel explosions around you as the entire graveyard lights up. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Fuck fucker! You fucker!
What the fuck, Vincent?
Absolutely fuck you! How fucking dare you?
What the heck?
How dare you do that to my greenhouse? No. Oh my god.
Fine.
Should have been here earlier, guys,
Fucking
but I had
Jane.
some more time.
No, it's not.
Fair. It's
No.
fair.
Fuck you.
Is my house?
No.
You tell me, you looked me in the eyes and tell me you weren't gonna do this anyway.
You'd
Yeah,
have,
no, he was gonna do it.
you'd have more response
Absolute
time, is what I'm
dickbag.
saying.
No, fuck you.
Yeah, we
You
would
weren't
have
going to
more
do that
response
anyways.
time.
Oh, what did I? Yeah, no.
Okay. Theories. It's those fucking Jays. It's those fucking Jays. I fucking knew it. I fucking.
Wait.
We can talk about theories. We can talk about theories after.
Yeah.
No.
Just as a note, in case I forget next time we play, Bells does definitely try to push Yvette out of the way
That's fair.
when they see this happen.
Yeah, and then, I mean, Kind, I'm assuming, is going to respond to Yvette trying to open
Yeah,
fire.
no.
in Sid's
yeah,
face.
Yeah, we'll get
We'll
responses
take
next
that up
time.
next time.
Yep.
I just wanted to put it out there because I know it's going to be like a month and I'll probably forget.
Just write it down.
Or rewatch this video, because it's going to be up on
Or
YouTube,
we
guys.
watch this, yeah. Yeah.
So, I might not be alive by the next time we play, guys, because they all know where I live. So, if I'm not alive by next session, I apologize.
No, we're gonna make sure that you're kept alive so you can finish what you started, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that.
I am
We're gonna have a
more...
new DM, and I'm gonna fucking kill you. And I'm gonna laugh while doing it, bitch.
Okay, Lila.
I had so many good
No.
quotes.
This is a problem.
Oh, I knew.
You absolute
It was
bastard.
too well-ish.
I have been so excited to see Vinny with the chance to have a full campaign plan for these characters versus the lack of much of a plan for a one-shot plan for the last time.
Guys, we're straight up in like some Unsleeping City fantasy high shit. Like this is his Brennan Lee Mulligan moment.
He's having his Brennan Lee Mulligan face.
I am all the villains.
Where's Michael later? That's all I want.
It's George.
What?
Oh dear God.
Someone just said something. Either
I
way.
have so many questions.
First,
My headphones just died.
So first, we're going to get off here, and we're going to say thank you, everybody. We're going to get off here so they can yell at me in private, and then we can...
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for showing up and
We don't know when...
participating in the fuckery.
We don't know when episode 2 of this is going to happen again. We have to all talk. But episode 2 of the Light Arc is going to be doing this Sunday, so come watch me, Mel, and Kareen fuck more shit up. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay respectful, and I had another thing I normally say, but I can't remember what it is. Good night.
For the ingredients for that.
10 gold? I don't fucking know, Cookie Price.